Live. It's the NFL Draft on Matt Ramage's channels. With your host, it's the NFL Draft with the one, the only, Matt Ramage.
What is up, everybody? Thank you all for tuning in. I'm here with my buddy Alex Strouf.
Hiya.
Where we got the NFL Draft Day show. Look, I even got the little thing right there in the banner. Just so
Look
you
how
know.
good that is. Yeah, brag about it. Brag about it. Brag about it.
I made that on the toilet. But what's up, everybody? And if you were just tuning in with us on Game of Wisconsin, now you're swinging over here. We're just going to pick it up where we left off, but maybe be just a little bit more entertaining. I don't know. Maybe we can't get any worse. But shout out to Quick Trip. Shout out to Quick Trip sponsoring the show, and they're actually sponsoring NASCAR right now. They have they're sponsoring.
Really?
NASCAR, so I figured they sponsor NASCAR. They sponsor the Matt Ramage show. They sponsor from the bottom to the top. That's what they do.
Right.
But shout out to NASCAR. Shout out to Quick Trip sponsoring the show. But let's get right into this thing. All right. We saw the. You know, we were talking about some Game of Wisconsin, but not everyone might have tuned in over there. We were talking about the Aaron Rodgers situation. Probably got to talk about it again. Got a whole new audience.
Yeah. We can get into that for sure.
But yeah, so the Aaron Rodgers situation has me shocked. You know, like I've been talking to people on Facebook. A majority of the people who are watching right now are on Facebook, and like, dude, I was shocked a little bit. Like denial. Like I'm not sure that I still don't guarantee he's going to get traded this year. I don't really think it's going to happen. But there's obviously something going on. A lot of people are saying, well, just the media, this and that. But, dude, that's Adam Schefter. Like, Adam Schefter doesn't make stuff up. Adam Schefter is for real. And I'm not saying he's never wrong, but here's the tweet. Reigning MVP Aaron Rodgers is so disgruntled with the Green Bay Packers that he has told some within the organization that he does not want to return to the team. League and team sources told ESPN on Thursday. See, and league and team sources, that means a lot of people know.
Right. That means that's not just a few people. It's not like he just said, hey, Mark Murphy, I don't want to come back. He's telling everybody he doesn't want to come back. This is real stuff.
Yeah, and it's not just a bunch of guys trying to get I'm not going to name names, but there's some people that maybe on Twitter don't always tell the truth, try to get that little
Come
bit
on, name names.
What's up, Billy? But
Billy, the big unit.
No, but this is Adam Schefter. This is all the big names, and not just Adam Schefter. I can't remember him now. I'm a little buzzed up. But there's a lot of people talking about it. But Adam Schefter should be all you need, because Adam Schefter might say, like, for clicky baits, I might say, oh, there's Rodgers and Packers have, a little disgruntled. They're might throw a rumor out there. But like how they said, like Rodgers basically is done. I forget how they worded it in that tweet, but basically said he's had it up to here, and it does not sound good. But I'm optimistic. But damn.
Yeah, you are optimistic because it does not look pretty, right? I mean, this is not looking good. I said, what was it, 2 weeks ago, I came on your show and I said, Aaron Rodgers will be the quarterback in 2021. Everybody chill out. I'm retracting that statement, folks. I'm not as confident as I was a few weeks ago. However, I do think that Aaron Rodgers will be the quarterback in 21. I just think this situation's really, really bad right now. And it might not be pretty for a couple of months. And there might be a time where it doesn't get pretty at all. And they say, fine, we'll pull the trigger. We'll trade you. But yeah, you mentioned, there was a report out there by somebody in Wisconsin that said that the 49ers called the Packers, and that never happened, according to Rob Demovsky. So that, look, it's still really confusing. I don't think he gets traded. I don't think he could get traded down the road. He doesn't get traded tonight. He doesn't get traded anytime within the next month. So that's my thoughts on it.
Yeah, like I don't think he's gonna get traded tonight. Like I mentioned, that game.
It won't happen tonight. It won't happen tonight.
It's too much to go through to like quick throw a trade together. It's not like a simple. there's a lot that goes into it. He's got a cap hit. There's a whole lot that would go into a trade. It would be hard, to throw one together at last minute. And hopefully, dude, they can fix it. Like, I don't care. Goot LaFleur, they got to fly a plane out wherever he's at. I heard he's at the Kentucky Derby. Like, go. I mean, not now. They got work to do tonight. But this weekend, actually, they're going to be a little busy. I'm just saying, do whatever you got to do. Do what you got to do, I think, to make this right. I think Rodgers, too. Like, you guys get together. Like, I don't like this. This, like, it went from, like, oh, this is drama. Like, oh, I don't believe this. To, like, what? This is, like, something real. And I'm not a fan. Like, they need to get, figure it out.
No, you're right. Man, I'm flabbergasted still. I'm still kind of speechless. Like, it just doesn't make a ton of sense to me. Like, we knew it was boiling, that we knew there was, some tensions, but I didn't see it getting to this point. And it confuses me still. And now saying that he doesn't want to come back after winning an MVP. I just did a quick, in between our two shows, I did a quick guest appearance with the Fantasy Whisperers over on YouTube. And they told me this is the first time that an MVP, if he does get traded, this is the first time a reigning MVP will be traded from their team for the next, season. Since 1958, it's the first time it's ever happened because league MVPs don't leave the place they just won an MVP with. It's just weird.
I saw that on Twitter. They said only MVPs that really left their team within the last whatever is players that retired. Like, they don't get traded. They don't know. Because they're happy. You should be. Yeah, so it's like, this is going to be a long road, I think, because even if he stays, there's obviously some awkwardness. There's going to be, I mean, they're professionals, so maybe they can pull it together or whatever.
Right.
But like, you would think like this type of situation, it's borderline unfixable if it's to this point. And no one's coming out and saying, that's not true. That's not, I mean, not that you expect them to right away, because that's not usually what they do. But here we go. Right. We got a pick in.
Yeah, Patrick Surtain, the second out of, I think he's Alabama, but I might be making that up because I don't really know. He's a quarterback, I can tell you that.
He's got a fly suit on.
Yes, he does.
Yes, I couldn't pull that off. I don't think
that hallway is unbelievable. Yes, it is Alabama. I was right. Go me. He goes there, but the Cowboys on the clock. That's what I wanted to highlight here. Cowboys are on the clock. How are the Cowboys going to screw it up?
Yeah, because that's what the Cowboys do. Dude, if I'm any kid that's, in this reach of the Cowboys, I'm like, please no. I know it's a little more extra money, but just let me go to the next one. Dude, I don't know, man. That's just me. Cowboys ain't gonna do nothing. So like,
yeah, you might as well move it on.
Yeah, it's So what are you drinking tonight, Alex? Let's talk to the people. Who we got in here?
We got all sorts of people in here chilling, asking questions. Feel free to throw some questions our way. We love chatting what you want to hear about, as well as anything you have on the draft. Feel free to throw any of your thoughts, react with us.
Let me throw one of these comments up here real quick. Let's talk about this. Which one is this? All right. Okay. That's not the one I tried to
Derek.
Pick. But hey,
Jeff.
I appreciate you. That's not the one I wanted to highlight, though. No, but hey, yeah, I agree. It shouldn't. But
trade Love now, says Jeff Larson. What are you talking about, Jeff? You're going to get nothing in return for Jordan Love.
If that's what it took, would you, though? If Rodgers came to you and said, trade Jordan Love or I'm going to cause a fit. Because Rodgers can't just choose to not be a Packer. Packers have to choose to.
Well, he can. I mean, if he never shows up, he can, right?
Yeah, I mean, if the Packers wanted to be stubborn, I don't think it's beneficial to a team. That's why they generally don't do it. Bengals did it. They told Palmer, you're going to be a Bengal or nothing. I remember watching on TV, and he said, I have $80 million in my bank account. I'll retire right now.
Right. It's like, I'm good, dude. You gave me enough.
I remember when I saw that press conference, I was like, woo, he just told them.
Now I see another question about it, Matt. Look what you've done. You started a stir in your Facebook chat. Jordan Love's not getting traded. It's not happening.
No, they're not.
But Mario is pointing out, I think we trade up. I think so, too. Brian Gutekunst said in his press conference earlier this week, he says trading up from 29 is really tempting. He said it's tempting. So Brian Gutekunst likes to move in the draft. I think there's a good chance they do trade up or trade down maybe, but I doubt that. I think it'd be up rather than down this year. Now, Peter chiming in saying, get rid of Rodgers. Pull that comment up, Maddie. Peter saying, get rid of Rodgers. Wow.
No. But this is a comment I actually really want to talk about.
Sure.
If Rodgers leaves, does Adams follow Rodgers and leave next year? Like
I would think so.
I was talking to my wife about this before we came on, and we were talking about the draft, all the drama going on with this. And I was like, for real, like if Rodgers leaves, it depends how these guys feel about Jordan Love. But like, I'm not sure Rodgers gonna leave this year. So, but if it's next year for sure, that's when Devontae, unless Devontae gets paid beforehand, would he want to? Does he trust Jordan Love? And then this ain't no disrespect towards Jordan Love, because none of this is Jordan Love's fault. I'm not out here hating on Jordan Love. We'll see what he is. But if he isn't all that, like some of these big time players, they're not going to want to stick around. And then that's when I trust.
That's when the downfall of the Green Bay Packers commences. They're going to be fine. I have faith in Jordan Love. I mean, but I don't. Not this year. I don't this year.
Yeah, I think he needs another year. And with another year, dude, it'd be so beneficial.
We were saying the same thing about Aaron Rodgers though 16 years ago. You know, when they drafted him and Favre was still here. Like, I like Aaron Rodgers. I don't want him to retire for golf or get traded, but I don't love him this year. And that's going to be the situation here with Aaron Rodgers. If he's actually gone, you've got to swallow the taste and hope Jordan Love can come out and rock this thing. But that's not. I don't know, man. It's my head's all over the place. My brain is scrambled eggs from this situation.
See, and this is what I said when this whole Jordan Love stuff first started popping off, and they're like, whatever. I said, I know Aaron Rodgers is going to be the Packers quarterback 2021. That's all I care about. Worry about
no way. The Cowboys just traded to the Eagles. There was an in-division trade. The Cowboys traded the pick to the Philadelphia Eagles.
That is weird.
I've never seen that done. It doesn't happen very often, I don't think. Especially those two. They're bitter rivals.
Yeah, like they must. That must have had been a convincing trade.
Well, I guess we'll see what the details are here when they come out. But continue your point, Matty. Sorry to cut you off. Blame the Eagles.
Like, I remember that point.
Yeah, that's fair.
No, but yeah, like I don't know. Like, I think that this will be a topic for a long time with Rodgers, and if like unless someone comes out and just says, hey, you know, they almost have to come out together if they do fix it and say, hey, we're going to go forward, this and that. But like, dude, it don't look pretty right now. And I don't like it. I'm not a fan at all. I've said it before, I'm not a fan.
Hey, man, and I don't blame you. It's man, this is a fascinating situation with Aaron Rodgers. And it's really funny how it all boiled over, right? Because Gutekunst met with the media on Monday, and he said that stupid thing, right? He's our quarterback for the foreseeable future. And then it escalates to this 3 days later, which also happens to be day one of the NFL draft. Like, it's really funky to me. It's a shady situation all around.
Yeah, I think it's very like weird that on draft day of all days that all this drops. And if it's real, obviously, which I think it is, it's been happening for a long time. People probably known about it. Maybe that is why some teams, like, I know that they're saying that it didn't happen now. The Niners reportedly talked to the Packers about a possible trade. I'm not sure if a deal was actually proposed, but like, it's just weird that they waited till the draft to just like drop this bombshell. And it, like a lot of people are saying, this is just to get people to watch the draft because they think, you know, even if you're not a Packer fan, if you're a whatever fan, you think, oh, you know, Rodgers could get traded tonight. I don't know. I think it's real, but I think it's very weird.
Let me tell you how serious this is. So ESPN Wisconsin also doing a live stream across their social medias. Jason Wilde joined as a guest tonight. He was asked, how do you salvage the relationship with Rodgers? And Jason, in his smug way, my friend Jason Wilde says, fire Goody. The answer is to fire Goody. You have to fire Goody to keep Aaron Rodgers. So Packers fans, I want to know, are you getting rid of Rodgers or are you getting rid of Goody? So go ahead, chime in across Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Chime in. Would you rather let Rodgers walk or make Goody walk? Who would you rather get rid of? Chime in. I imagine I know what the answer will be all the way through. Everybody's going to say, get rid of Goody. So let's talk about that, right? If that's actually the direction they need to go. if they need to fire Brian Gutekunst to keep Aaron Rodgers, if you were Mark Murphy, do you do that? I don't know if you do. That's a tough call to make.
Well, that you'd have to think like, is Goot that good? Like to Mark Murphy? Like I'm not talking about like to us, but like you have to be very confident that this guy's gonna take your team for the next 15 years or more and do special things with Jordan Love. Like, are you happy with that Jordan Love pick now? Like, I don't know how much Mark Murphy's involved. I assume he lets the GM do the drafting, but yeah, like they'd have to be extremely confident. Like for me, like I like Goot. Like I trust him in all these things, but like
Jeff standing out alone. Get rid of Rodgers. Oh, one bad llama. Shocking, says Rodgers. Jason says get rid of both. Might as well, right? Might as well. I mean, what a messy situation that comes to a head here. But yeah, I don't know how you go about it. I mean, it is Goody's only been in charge. What now? This will be his fourth draft, so this will be his fourth season, I believe, if I have that math correct. Maybe his third. No, this will be his fourth. Yes, this will be his fourth draft and fourth season at the helm. Is that enough time to say, all right, we've had enough, especially when you've had 13-3 seasons and getting to the NFC Championship 2 of those 3 years? Like, how can you say, yeah, he did a bad job? And he's the guy that hired Matt LaFleur. So how, like, it's
I get that because I think he's done some great stuff. I think you're in a bad spot. And first of all, that comment from Jason Wilsey, that's a guy I work with. I didn't think he watched my stuff. And he commented, he's the one that said both. Anyway, shout out to Jason. But yeah.
There goes Devontae Smith. The Heisman Trophy winner was just selected by the Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh, how did the Cowboys let that happen?
I'm not exactly sure, but they must have made them pay big time. But that is the Heisman Trophy winner, Devontae Smith, the third wide receiver drafted. There we go. Now we're talking.
Yeah, we should give them all applause. I just forgot about the buttons I got here.
Yeah, we could play with those throughout the night. But Devontae Smith going to the Philadelphia Eagles. Interestingly enough, I mean, they went wide receiver early last year as well. They selected Jalen Reagor as well as Jalen Hurts, the now quarterback, it's looking like. So in the last 2 drafts, the Philadelphia Eagles have gone all out on offense, and they are going to look like a brand new team this year. I mean, Jalen Reagor, Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith now added to the mix, and he's fallen down the draft boards after winning the Heisman Trophy this year just because of his size. I don't love those complaints. I really like Devontae Smith. I think he'll be great in Philly.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that Cowboys and Eagles made a trade, but yeah.
Oh man, here you go. We've got NFC North breaking news. The number 11 pick, currently held by the New York Giants, traded the pick to the Chicago Bears, who are now on the clock.
Wow. Let me see what I got going on here.
It is a quarterback, no doubt about it. The Chicago Bears.
Wow.
Don't love what they've got in house.
Yeah, the Bears have been saying, because I follow a few Bear pages. I go back and forth with a few guys on Instagram.
Here we go.
They've been saying that they're going to do something. So
this is where the fun begins. Light the fire, and away we go here on draft night. Pick number 11 to the Chicago Bears. Andy Dalton and Nick Foles just ain't going to cut it for Matt Nagy and Ryan Pace.
TV. They're showing the Eagles.
Hey, do you have my favorite song on a button by chance?
No, I don't think I do.
That's too bad. The Bears still suck. The Bears still suck. They really, 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 really suck. Okay, go ahead. What?
Oh, I'm gonna look though. I had it, but then my things reset, so I think I lost it.
There was no details on the trade yet, but I will let you know when we see him. I see a lot of people asking in the chat what happened there.
Because I don't.
Adam Schefter, and it's now official on your television. If
now
you
it
take a
says
look.
trade alert. Yeah, now it's a. So look over here, Alex Strouf over here, just breaking news. Technically, it's Adam Schefter, but he broke it to me, so that counts for something.
Yeah, it's got to count for something. It's got to count for something. So the Chicago Bears now on the clock. I'd imagine they go quarterback. They have to. Mac Jones still sitting there. If I'm not mistaken,
Yeah.
Justin Fields still
So
sitting
how do you
there from
feel
Ohio
about
State.
that? As a Packer fan, does that concern you? They go get any quarterbacks that would worry
Hey,
you?
Matt, ask me that question again. As a Packers fan, does that concern me? Go ahead, ask it.
As a Packer fan, does that concern you?
The last time the Bears traded up to get a quarterback in a draft, they drafted Mitch Trubisky. It doesn't scare me at all now.
Yeah. Dude, this quarterback for
I
real.
mean, come on.
Whoever they pick has got to be at home. Like, for real. Like, please don't. Dude, no quarterback gets drafted by the Bears ends up being good. That's just what it is. You might be a good quarterback, but they will ruin you.
Oh yeah, the Chicago Bears and the New York Jets are where quarterbacks go to die. That is the case. We will see, man. I think it's going to be Justin Fields. I think we're going to have an interesting ad.
So let me hear in the comments, people. Who do the Bears?
Oh, here we go. Here we go. I've got the details of the draft here. But yeah, I agree. Let us know who you think the Bears go. I think they go quarterback. I think that's a given. It's either Mac Jones or Justin Fields. And I like Justin Fields a hell of a lot better than I like Mac Jones. But again, I'd like to see the Bears get a good athletic quarterback, see what they can do with it, because it's been so long. It's where they're showing an empty living room on ESPN. They were showing an empty living room. There was an empty living room on my television. Why the hell are you showing me an empty living room? Anyway, here we go. So the return on the trade here. So the Chicago acquires the number 11 pick. The Giants receive pick number 20, next year's Bears first round pick. Fifth round this year and a fourth round next year. So again, to recap, the Giants get pick number 20, the 2022 first round pick from Chicago, the fifth round pick this year, and the fourth round pick in 2022. So big return there for the Giants, allowing Chicago to move up and make this. So they must be very confident in who they're picking here. There was absolutely no doubt in my mind it's a quarterback, which makes it interesting. Nick Foles, Super Bowl MVP, Andy Dalton, who's been a starter, and now you get a rookie. It's going to be a fun quarterback. Give him hard knocks. Give the Chicago Bears hard knocks this year.
The pick is in. The Justin Fields. I saw some notifications pop up on my screen here. I don't know if they're ahead of both of us. I don't think they could be that far ahead. I don't know if someone reported it. Find out here. Just say who it is.
Yeah, I agree. Just say who it is.
I got the sound if I can't hear him, but he's feeling whatever he's saying. No.
Boogie Mac? Are we talking about Booger McFarland right now? Yeah. That guy is a cartoon character, ain't he? I love and I hate Booger McFarland. The Booger Mobile annoyed the shit out of me when he was on Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
But he's good stuff.
When he says something, I'm just watching him.
He gets into it, no doubt about it.
Into it, he's like, I'm telling you. But it's like a drunk guy in a bar, you know. I love
the pick is in, and away we go. The pick is in. Who's it going to be?
We have found like 6 Bear fans. They're excited. Maybe more than 6.
Now they're gonna chum. Raj is gonna chum.
Yeah. Who is this? Who we got out here?
Come on, who's it gonna be? Who are the Bears picking?
They really like to.
They're dragging this out, aren't they?
Dude, we got someone they're fist bumping, they're hugging. What we got? He's like, I thought I was gonna say something. Roger's like, nah.
Right? No. It's all me, bro. It's really all me. I'll man the podium.
Like, don't even do it, bro. You're taking my job. Dude, I don't get why this takes so long.
Are they going to commercial right now? Oh, Draftathon. They are promoting a charity thing,
yeah.
Matt.
Yeah,
you dick.
I can't hear what they're saying. Understand everyone.
I can't either. I'm right there with you.
Doing this show. So, like, I'm not talking.
Who are they picking?
I understand they're doing some good stuff here. Shout out to the NFL doing that.
Yeah, multi-million-dollar business.
Yeah. I can't hear what they're saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, people watching this and listening to me, they're like, I'm just.
What is going on here? Fast forward, work. Come on, make the pick already.
A lot of people that the Bears pick Justin Fields. Let's just assume that that's the case.
Is everybody's TVs that far ahead of us?
I'm seeing. Yeah,
I'm not putting the graphic up until I see it, but I believe it. And I hope that's the direction they went because that is fun. Because all of a sudden, Kirk Cousins has become the third best quarterback in the NFC North.
Look at it. There you go. But
there it is. There it is. The Bears have selected quarterback Justin Fields out of Ohio State. He didn't slip that far, but he is the fourth quarterback picked in this draft. Obviously the star from Ohio State looked great for him in the college football playoff this year, beat Trevor Lawrence and Clemson. He's an athletic guy, man, and he's got a great arm. I like him. I think he's one of the better quarterbacks in this class, and Chicago's an interesting fit. So to answer your question from earlier, as a Packers fan, that makes me a little bit nervous in 4 years, but not right now.
But maybe now they have a little bit of drama in Chicago with Andy Dalton because they told him he's the guy. He's the starting guy. And now you draft a guy. I'm kidding because they don't owe him nothing. But the same thing with Rodgers, like, not. But let's just pretend to bash the Bears a little bit. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't want the Bears to be good, but I don't have faith that they can build a good quarterback.
Right.
I just don't think that they can draft someone and have him be – I mean, he might be good going in there, but I feel like that they will just ruin him.
Yeah, we'll see if he's even the starter, right? They signed Andy Dalton this offseason. So
yeah, I don't know how they see him. Is he a number 1 day starter? They said Andy Dalton's a starter, but that's the NFL, not for long. So, or do they see him as let Andy Dalton start? If he sucks, then maybe they throw this guy in. Or do they want him to sit a full year? I don't know how they see him, but this is a pretty high draft pick.
Yeah, and they moved up 9 spots. So going to be interesting. We're going to have Jacob Westendorf on here in about 15 minutes from Game On Wisconsin. He's going to join us, jump in, react to the Bears selecting Justin Fields. I imagine he has a take or two on that. So he's going to drop by and interact, have a little fun with us for a little bit. Here in about 15 minutes. But in the meantime, Bears select a quarterback, Matt.
It is it's a Bear thing to do. I don't know. I don't know what to say. Like, I don't have any faith in the Bears. Like, the Bears don't scare me. When the Vikings, it's kind of like the Vikings when they got Kirk Cousins, like everyone's like, oh, I'm like, oh, okay. Like, I'm not concerned. They're gonna ruin them. They just got Andy Dalton. They're like, he's our guy. They make all the posts on Instagram and all the pages. He's our guy. We're riding with him. And then they draft a quarterback. I mean, I get it because, like, they'd be dumb not to, really, if they have the opportunity. But still, he
fell to him, but
yeah. Well, they traded up to, like.
Oh, right. I guess you're right. They traded up because he fell. Right.
Yeah. And I get it because that's actually a good move to make, and the Bears don't usually do that.
Right.
But let's hope it turns out the same way as Trubisky. I'm not trying to wish ill will on this young man.
Not on Fields, but he's a Chicago Bears quarterback, right?
Yeah, it's just not looking good for you, bud. Like, you got drafted to the Bears. But I don't know. I think it's interesting because I don't know if they can play him unless they really believe in him. Because the Bears front office, I think, is in shaky situation. Like, if they don't win soon, that's why they're so desperate. Because if they don't win soon, they know they're all going to be looking for new jobs.
Right, because they were just there, right? They were just, one of the best teams in the NFC. They were, a double doink away from the NFC Championship game, if I'm not mistaken. Like, they were right there. And with one of the better records the first year Khalil Mack was there. And now they're just in shambles. And they're just, they were solid enough this year, but it was a good start. And then they switched quarterbacks after they were undefeated. Like, it was just a strange season for Chicago again. So, the move for quarterback doesn't shock me. It's just I don't know where they go from here now because I feel like they have much bigger concerns. It's not like Andy Dalton and Nick Foles aren't good enough to be starting quarterbacks. They're not ideal starting quarterbacks, but I don't know. I don't know how much of an immediate impact Justin Fields will have. I assume there's no Bears fans rocking with us, but if you have a Bears fan, you watching at home, shoot them a text, see how they're feeling about this pick, because I imagine the Bears fans can't be super thrilled with this. Why would you be? How does that help you this year?
I think that would be similar to a lot of how Packer fans felt
last year.
Not the same, but a little bit in that area. But because it's not the same because the Packers won the NFC Championship game the year before.
Right.
So it's a big difference. But I would bet it's split between Bear fans with people who love it, people who maybe don't love it as much. I know that they have a lot of needs. I'll find out because I follow these guys on Instagram, and I love to see them when they cry. That's nice. Whenever another miserable Bears thing happens to them, they're on there just yelling. But yeah, I would bet it's split.
I imagine. Dallas on the clock now.
I think the pick is in right here.
It is, and they are going to announce it. But they were on the clock earlier. They traded it to a divisional rival. The draft's getting weird. It's getting. What is going on here? That is a hell of a coat.
That guy's. He's been ready. Here comes good old Raji. That's what I call him. You know what I
mean? What's Raj got to say?
Fan likes it. All right. He said, that ain't it.
Derek, my Bear fans like, okay. Interesting.
Yeah, I could see some guys liking it. I think a lot of them think that they need a quarterback. So if they think that's
and that's fair, but I just feel like it doesn't help you right now. They're in a long-term rebuild then.
But yeah, so we got Dallas up right now. Then next we got the Chargers, and then the Vikings coming up at number 14.
More divisional action. They took our crush last year, man, Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, a lot of people are still mad about that.
Yeah, understandably so. But it's not like he fell to the Packers, you know.
So, looking ahead to this Vikings pick, all right, since they're in division, what way do you think that they want to roll? You think they want to go offense, defense? What are you thinking?
Probably defense, right? I mean, that was their downfall this year, and that's kind of why the Packers shredded them. I think the Packers put up 40 points both times they played, if I'm not mistaken, or 32 plus or something like that. So, I would think defense.
I think we're behind here.
Micah Parsons. Oh yeah, my graphics.
We got that one too.
yeah, that one works. That was just as good.
I don't want to take away from your graphics, but we got Brad Bartlett out here helping us out.
Let's just have Brad take this pick. I'll hop back on the saddle for the next pick. Brad gets to hang out.
Yeah. What's up, Brad? But yeah, so what are you thinking about this?
The Micah Parsons pick or this Minnesota pick? I like Micah Parsons, in my opinion. I mean, I think he's probably the best defensive player in the draft. Really good linebacker. He's going to be really good in Dallas. And they just had Sean Lee retire the other day, so it makes sense they go linebacker there at 12. Yeah, I like Micah Parsons a lot. I don't have a real knock on him. I think he's a physical beast and good future leader of a defense. Similar to, and I think he's even better, but similar to how I felt about Patrick Queen last year, who ended up in Baltimore. I just thought he was an absolute beast of a linebacker who, he's gonna survive wherever he ends up. So I feel about Micah Parsons too. And Dallas seems like a good fit for him. That's a defense that needs a linebacker, and that's a great pick.
Yeah, he's actually a name that I've heard around. Like I say, I don't know him.
Yeah, one of the best defensive players, if not the best defensive player in the draft.
Yeah, he was a big name. So I think they got themselves a playmaker there, but it's the Cowboys though, so I don't have high expectations.
No, as he shouldn't.
As a unit. But yeah, he could be a stud over there. Yeah, we go. Brad Bartlett, very good pick. Oh, that's the same person. Very good pick for Dallas. We got here. Okay. Vikings gonna take offensive lineman or Quiddy Payne?
Quiddy Payne. Is that how you say that? Are you positive in that? Why is that banner still up? Get rid of it.
Because you're bad at your job.
Yeah, apparently. Good thing I already cashed the check.
All right. We're having a good time here, people. But I want to talk about this real quick. All right, while we're waiting for this Chargers pick. So Bobby Tunyon, who we've been talking about all this, basically all this season, we've been hyping up Bobby Tunyon. He mentioned me on a podcast.
You got that clip?
I do. I don't have it's not video. I got the audio. But Robert Tunyon mentioned me on a Barstool Sports, Bussin' with the Boys. Great
with Taylor Lewan. Yeah, let's hear it.
All right. Here it is. Here's the audio. Oh shit. Why isn't it working?
There is a guy too, like a reporter. There's a reporter. Man, I have to find him on Twitter. But he's a Green Bay guy. But he loves the pod. He loves Bustin' with the Boys. He's kind of like a Stoolie, I think. But he's a huge fan of the pod.
Oh, Matt Rampage? It's got to be Matt Rampage.
Probably is.
Dude with the lazy eye?
I don't know if he's got a lazy eye.
He's hilarious, too. He does, like, the Packers pod. Like,
I love that.
Kind of like
because when Bakhtiari came out, he was like...
You're a reporter.
Got it to him beforehand and stuff, just to give him a head start on the pod and things like that. But
hey, Wagner.
He's all about
a nice guy.
He's all about boosting it. It
like
might
Nick.
be him.
Yeah.
He's got a little bit of a following on Twitter.
That might be him.
But what's
That's
his name?
funny.
Matt Rampage, I think. That, or it could be Aaron Aguilar or something like that. There's a couple of them.
But anyway,
there's so many Packers podcasts.
Well, you got any like reporters that you want to
Yeah. So that is the
Aaron Aguilar. Is that supposed to be Aaron Nagler? Aaron Aguilar?
Aaron Nagler, which might have been the actual person because I'm not a reporter. But big shout out to, it's funny because people are saying, well, you said your name wrong. I was like, well, that's only fair. I've been saying Tunyon's name wrong
That's accurate.
forever until this season when he cleared it up. So, no, but it's cool. He said I'm hilarious. Made my day a little bit. I love me some Bobby Tunyon. Bobby Tunyon is just a man. I've been rooting for him for a long time. But, okay, we got 2:25 left on the clock for the Chargers. But, yeah, I thought that was cool. Actually, a really good podcast, too. I listened to a bunch of it.
Oh, yeah.
He had George Kittle on there with Tunyon because they're boys. And that's a good show. I was like, well, I should be as good as those guys, and then I'd probably do better.
Pretty much, yeah, pretty much. That's it. That unlocks the code.
Yeah, it does. They're like in a bus too. That's weird. I think that'd be. I actually thought about.
Wait, they pack into a bus. Is that how that goes?
There's like video clips. I don't think the whole thing's on video, but they put out clips or whatever. And they're like in a bus, and that's why it's called Bussin' with the Boys. So they must just drive to people to get on the show. But I was gonna do that way back when. I was gonna put a camper and make it a podcast camper, but I didn't.
No luck on that.
I had a pop up. My neighbors were like, "Don't even come around here yelling and screaming."
Yeah, don't be trying to interview your neighbors.
Yeah, I don't want to be yelling outside and stuff. My wife's like, "That's a bad idea." Sell the camper, so I sold the camper. But the Chargers pick is in. The Chargers pick is in. I'm not sure how many people watching this are really hyped about that, but hey, I appreciate people commenting right here. Ramage Rocks. Oh, always got to highlight that.
Paul Sexsmith. What a hell of a last name that was. Sexsmith. Did you see that? Sexsmith. That's a hell of a last name.
Yeah, that's a high quality last name.
Oh, there's a look behind the curtain. We haven't even filled that out yet because we don't know yet. What an unbelievable experience we're having.
We're having a good time. We're having a good time, people.
Oh man, Jacob Westendorf's going to come in here and save
He's
this
save
operation.
But yeah, I mean, first of all, I've never done a draft show. I know like every podcaster and everybody who streams anything does like a podcast.
I did one last year, man. It's exhausting because like especially when you're covering the Packers, right? So because they always pick at the end of the draft, so you have to waste time for the first 28 picks. And that's like 4 hours. So you're just sitting here twiddling your thumbs and trying to make it entertaining. And, whatever. It's how it goes, right?
Yeah, we do. As long as we have a good time. We got Snoop over here on the TV, busting out the Corona. But so fill us in the comments. What are you guys thinking about during the draft? What are you guys talking about? What do you want us to talk about? What is it? Matt is a Rodgers fan or a Packers fan? I'm a Packers fan.
Oh, wait, it's a toss-up. There's options.
Yeah, because like I see this a lot though. I'm a Packers fan, therefore being a Rodgers fan. But my thing is if I'm not gonna talk about like if he leaves or whatever, but like I don't care. Like if a player leaves to another team for whatever situation, I don't stop rooting for him unless there's a reason to. But if Rodgers leaves, I'll support him. Like It sucks, but I'm a Packers fan first. Like, I don't switch team. Like, I saw this when Favre went to the Vikings. People are like so devoted to Favre.
Right.
Like, I'm going with, I don't think it was a big majority. I think it's a very, very small percentage. But like, yeah, that ain't never going to be me. Like, I'm a Packers fan through and through. I support guys when they leave, unless they play for the Vikings. For that little stint, I will not.
Well, correct, right? Like Greg Jennings did it too. And there's plenty of other names, and like our boy Jamal's in Detroit, but there's not a lot of hatred there with Detroit because they've always been bad, right? Yeah, like it's not Minnesota or Chicago.
Like Tim Boyle, Jamal went to the Lions. Like, they weren't retained by the Packers. They have to work. They got to feed their families. Detroit gave them the best situation. I ain't mad about that at all. Now, like, when you go to another team and then you start like trashing the team, which very rarely happens, but you know, it happened a few times, that I don't support long term.
The Los Angeles Chargers go offensive tackle Corey Linsley there now. Brian Bulaga there.
Hey, we got Jacob in the building.
Bring him in. Bring him in.
Or I didn't know if you saw him.
I see him.
There we go.
There he is. Welcome, everybody. Jacob Westendorf.
We got Jacob.
Yeah.
I forget I have that. Baby.
Oh yeah.
Cool. No, but hey, welcome to a sub-bar draft show. We needed some help, bringing it in a little bit. But how you doing tonight?
I'm doing okay. Just waiting for the Aaron Rodgers trade to get finalized.
Shut up. That's not happening. You know it. Shut up.
Yeah. I got to say this. I will say this because I'm sure
let's cut you loose. Plenty.
I feel bad for whoever it is the Packers pick because a lifelong dream has come true for whoever it is, and now it's going to be all about Aaron Rodgers. And I really,
but are you surprised? Are you surprised
that Aaron makes it all about him? Not really. No,
you should be. You shouldn't be.
But, I just feel bad for whoever the Packers pick. Lifelong dream is going to come true tonight and nobody's going to care.
Well,
that's not true. I think people will care. I don't think
you know what I mean. The majority aren't going to care. They're going to ask him about.
The spotlight is much more on Aaron Rodgers, 100%.
Correct.
But I would say that I would rather be this guy than Jordan Love because, like, when he got picked, people cared a little too much and people were not so nice. So
maybe that's the way. Yeah.
I would rather no one cared than them care and message me, you suck. I hate that they picked you, and people are all super mad. Yeah. The whole thing with the Packers right now, this is a horrible situation, for everyone.
It's not good.
I just had a friend of mine tell me this could be like a pivot point. Rodgers doesn't want to come back reportedly. Chicago just drafted Justin Fields. Maybe the switching of the guard is this is the day we'll look back on and say that's when Chicago made their ascension and Green Bay went into the toilet for a little while. We won't know. I mean, let it play out. Obviously, I still think Aaron Rodgers is going to be under center for the Packers when the regular season starts.
Yeah, I totally agree. I just think it's a weird situation to get to there because obviously there's going to be some tension when they go back.
I think it was Ian Kenyon from Bleacher Report pointed out, can you have Aaron Rodgers and Jordan Love on the team together now? That's going to be an awkward situation to navigate. Hey, Jordan, I'm here, but I told them I didn't want to be here, and it's pretty much because of you. Right.
It's because you're here. And, is there a way they could coexist? It's I don't know the answer to that. But it's certainly a fascinating thing to ponder, right? Because I think the answer is probably no, given what the showing we had today was from Adam Schefter's Twitter account. That showing right there tells me that, I right now I feel like they can't coexist, which makes me think, what direction do they go? And what's the one way you can salvage the relationship with Rodgers? What is that way, right? How do you salvage this at this point? I'm not feeling confident at all.
I think even more than Jordan Love, it's LaFleur and Goot. You would think that would be some kind of friction there, even if they get it settled. Where Rodgers didn't want to be there, they either had to convince him, they had to give him more money, they had to do something. You would think if all this is true as it's being reported, I'm sure there's some truth to it for sure, but maybe it's exaggerated in some areas. But yeah,
there are things. Yeah, I believe some of the things that are reported. I believe that Trey Wingo was told that the Packers told Rodgers they were going to trade him. I don't believe that actually happened, because that's a point of no return. You can't do that. Tell the franchise quarterback that you're going to trade him and then move on. The Jets have traded up, according to my source in the room, which is also known as my brother. So the Vikings have traded out. Yeah. So they want Mac Jones here, clearly, right?
Wow.
I'm joking. But no, to finish the point that we were having there is, I mean, I believe that some of the things that have reported are true. I think, there's kind of the way that Rappaport is reporting it versus the way Schefter is. And I tend to lean more towards the side of the way Rappaport is reporting it, just that, okay, they had a discussion. They want to do an extension. It's not done yet. Rodgers isn't happy about that. He hasn't told the team, according to anybody, that he wants to be traded. So I think the Packers are just going to say, okay, you either play quarterback for the Packers or you go host Jeopardy. But we're not trading you for nothing just because you said so.
Yeah, and like I was saying this earlier, I don't know how smart you are. Alex wasn't smart enough. But
so New England's going to get a quarterback at next pick, or New England, excuse me, is going to get a quarterback at next pick. But anyway, go on, Matt. Sorry.
But there's a cap hit if they would to trade Rodgers. I don't know that. I heard it's like a huge cap.
37, isn't it?
$38 million dead cap if they were to take him. So or if they were to trade him, excuse me.
Yeah, so like that's not even possible. Like my computer's weird now.
No, that would be one of those, like, not only that, but then you would have to basically undo everything you did with these contracts just to get under the salary cap. So
yeah, they didn't like put everyone out a year to get rid of their best guy. Like that's what I was telling people before this broke, and they were like, "Oh, the Packers might trade Rodgers and that." I was like, "Dude, they didn't do all of that to get rid of their quarterback."
Right,
like, right. It's for one more. Let's go one more for the Gipper or whatever. And I've heard that.
What does that even? I don't know that I have. I think that's new to my vocabulary.
Maybe I'm old. And one more for the Gipper. I think it's from a movie. Maybe I don't know. What do you know?
It's a crazy. I don't know, man.
It's like just, why am I?
It would have had to have been like 7 first-round picks plus 7. Like, I mean, think like the trade from the movie Draft Day, but doubled. I don't know. I think the whole thing it's overblown like it always is. And it's not a good thing. I'm not saying it's a good thing either, but it sucks because it's a weird situation.
Yeah. I don't think it's as bad as being reported, but no one's come out and said, this chill out. No one, Rodgers didn't say this right here.
It's Goody or it's Rodgers right now. It's Goody or it's Rodgers. That is the situation in my mind.
Listen, Alex.
And yourself today.
Oh, here we go.
RELA.
That doesn't work today, Maddie.
Relax.
No, I wanted to work that in, but I was like, I think we're beyond that. I think we're beyond just saying relax. But I also think, like what Jacob's saying, let's not panic mode. Let's not freak out. See what happens. They're all professionals. I think they're gonna figure it out. Like I hope so much. Just figure it out. Like I don't know. Call them, text them. I don't know. Snapchat them. Whatever you got to do. Get a hold of them and figure this damn thing out.
Like I said, I think the only way to figure this damn thing out is I think it's Goody or it's Rodgers. You have to fire Brian Gutekunst if you want to keep Aaron Rodgers, and I don't think that's happening.
I don't think that, but you have to. I do think there's a choice they have to make, and it's Aaron Rodgers or Jordan Love.
Okay, so who do you have? Who do you think has a worse time coexisting? Brian Gutekunst and Aaron Rodgers, or Aaron Rodgers and Jordan Love?
Probably Love, because if they trade Love, Rodgers will just be like, you know what, F you, but. There's nobody here that can replace.
But what the hell are they going to get for Jordan Love?
That's always been a tough question because
the return's going to be smaller than what they had to do to get him.
Which is why taking him never made sense to me
because he hasn't played a freaking snap yet. There's absolutely no trade value in him, so you can't trade him.
But the trade value is you get to keep your franchise quarterback
for what 2 more years.
They would be betting on him, but you're the same way they'd be betting on Jordan Love, right? I mean, Aaron's going to be, if they do that, then 12 is going to get an extension, and theoretically, assuming he agrees to that. But
it would have to be a big extension to like
But
Not
how
after
big?
one
How big
thing.
can he get? 4 years? I mean, he's
Yeah.
37. He has a history of injuries. Going to be 38 in December. Like, I hate the idea of losing Aaron Rodgers, but it also makes some sense. I hate the way it's falling out. By all means, I mean it shouldn't go this way, but it's tough to give the guy an extension. It's hard to vouch for it,
Yeah. Go ahead.
especially long term. I mean, if it's 2 years, it's a different story. But
I mean,
if
here's
we're
the thing: in this offense, with this coach, and the way they protect him, and the way that I anticipate them adding, I will not be surprised with. I mean, you've heard it before this stuff came out today. You know, Matt Miller and some really connected draft guys saying they're all in to make Aaron Rodgers happy. So, what's that tell me? Receivers and offensive linemen. So the way they're going to protect him and put these weapons around him, I think that it's assuming he wants to come back and play. I guess we got to have that caveat in there now. But
Yep.
You get the idea now that those guys are all in together in this offense. Could he play? He's more physically talented than Tom Brady, and Tom Brady's 180 years old and he's still playing. So, I mean, I just think that he's somebody that could age into his 40s well.
Yeah.
And then you do this song and dance again 4 years from now and take another guy. That was always one of the scenarios. I just didn't anticipate Rodgers going scorched earth this early.
Yeah.
Elijah Vera Tucker is the selection.
Oh yeah, here we
The
go.
Vikings are going to rake on day 2, by the way. They have like 10 picks tomorrow.
Oh, geez. That means they're winning the division, huh? They're
Well, I mean,
second
you'll
and third
probably
round
get the
draft
same-
picks.
You'll get the same garbage about how they're the most complete team and blah, blah, blah.
Oh, dude, they're
Wow.
off-season champ.
Well, hey, it's just like a merry-go-round. We do this
Yeah.
same song and dance, the term you just used, same song and dance every offseason.
It's nonsense. So that's fine. The Vikings, I mean,
Oh,
they
boy, Mac
better-
Jones is on the phone. Mac Jones is going to the Patriots.
And he'll not be good there. So good for them.
Jets fans seem happy.
Wow.
That's a good one. They've had a good night. I mean, I don't necessarily like Zach Wilson as much as they do, but Elijah Vera Tucker, he's a really good player.
Yeah, I like him as well. And I like Zach Wilson, but number 2 seems a little bit hefty for him. But go get your guy. It's the, everybody's big board, especially at that level, is different than ours. So like, I understand it. I understand how you fall in love with a guy. Brian Gutekunst has talked about that, but they've had a good night so far. If I'm not mistaken, they have one more pick, unless they traded that to get this pick, I guess. But the Jets are on the clock, or the graphic just wrong.
The graphic's wrong. The Jets just took Vera Tucker. So
Right.
The Patriots are on the clock, and everybody's saying it's Mac Jones. So
Yeah, I'm seeing that in the comments here.
Right. I have the graphic ready. I just wasn't ready to throw it up yet. That's unbelievable.
Todd Silverstein, the NFC North is not wide open if Aaron Rodgers is back with the Packers. Like,
Yeah.
if Aaron Rodgers is back with the Packers, they are still the favorite. They bring back the same team.
Essentially, right.
That could have gone to that was good enough to win the Super Bowl last year. They just didn't. And I know that sounds stupid, like on its face, but it's true. They were good enough to win last year. They just didn't.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I've been saying. They should have. They could have. They didn't. And that sucks.
Yeah, it
Bingo.
does. And
To say it
You know-
lightly. I've said it a little bit more aggressively on this show before, but that's what it is. It's like, you should have won that. Hang on. I have a
I
cough
had
button.
a
Why does it say
minor-
Mac Jones, Alabama to the Jets now? These ESPN graphics are all messed up.
See, you guys are watching it all wrong. I'm watching NFL Network. I've been on them.
I
all
was
night.
watching NFL Network. He told me to turn to ESPN.
I didn't tell you to do anything. You said you were going to change, so we're on the same one.
Well, I should have changed it.
I could have turned on NFL Network.
That's
we don't
right.
have to argue about this, sweetheart.
See, already we've been together less than 2 hours. Already, Alex is being mean to me.
Yeah, you're
Well,
right.
It didn't take much.
No, it didn't take long. But so what do you guys think of Mac Jones? Is he's to New England now? They got it right.
Yeah. Well, I'm
Belichick-
not a huge Mac Jones fan.
But dude, I think Belichick. I think everyone thinks very highly of Belichick. Like he can make.
Which is the interesting aspect of this.
I'm not saying he can make quarterback. I know he's a defensive guy, but yeah, he's obviously a good coach. Get him some weapons. Get him a quarterback. Obviously, he needs a quarterback that doesn't do dumb stuff. I'm not saying Cam Newton does, but yeah, if you get him a quarterback, I think he can make it work. I know they have a lot of picks. They have
And
a lot of holes.
he's gonna be well coached. He's surrounded by 2 really good tight ends. They added Nelson Aguilar. They're the most aggressive team of this offseason. So that part has been interesting.
See, this question right here, Mac Jones next Tom Brady.
Not a chance.
No, but
No.
There's no next Tom Brady.
No, but understand this. As you read that for the first time, know that you will see that so many times.
Give him number 12.
Dude, yeah, that'd be awesome if they did that. But like this dude has got so much pressure. Imagine that. Following Tom Brady, was it 6 Super Bowls in New England? Now he's got number 7. But yeah, like Patriots' expectation as quarterback play is pretty freaking high.
Hey, another fun part of this, right? Think about the quarterbacks on the roster for the New England Patriots right now. You got Cam Newton. Where'd he go to college? Auburn. You've got Jarrett Stidham. Where'd he go to college? Auburn. And now you add in Mac Jones. Where'd he go to college? Alabama. So that's a fun quarterback room.
The quarterback room bets around the Iron Bowl should just be fantastic.
That's going to be
Cam's around.
Oh, that's
so
good.
How long until Mac Jones overtakes Newton? Because Cam will start the year, at least as far as camp goes.
Yep, I agree. This year, it'll happen this year. I don't know when. A couple weeks.
You think that Cam Newton will get benched?
Yes, or he'll get hurt. Which I wish on nobody, obviously, but Cam Newton obviously has the history with the shoulders, and if I'm not mistaken, some ankle injuries. I might be making that up though. So, like, yeah, if he gets hurt, then we see a Mac Jones shot. But I wouldn't be shocked if he got benched. He was meh, basically throughout last year. So we will see.
The other thing now, too, is Jimmy G's not going anywhere. So,
no. Yeah, that does change that.
I shouldn't say anywhere, but he's not going to New England. That closes the door on that.
A lot of quarterbacks people are talking about trading. A lot of, obviously New England was looking for.
Yeah, Denver, they picked they ended up with Bridgewater, so they have 2 average quarterbacks on their roster. I thought that was interesting. I'm still pissed at them for not taking Justin Fields.
Yeah.
That to me, I know it's in vogue.
Yeah, I wanted your reaction on that.
I know it's in vogue to make fun of what the Bears do, but I think Justin Fields is the second best quarterback in this class. I think he has the moxie to take on Chicago. He's got the talent, obviously. I love that pick for Chicago. And I think that I just can't see him not doing well. Like they have some, I said this earlier, they got some good pieces around him. Allen Robinson, obviously, Darnell Mooney, and then Cole Kmet and David Montgomery, along with Tariq Cohen, who's coming back. Now just build that offensive line around him with Nagy and Laser and those dudes. Those guys, I know that it's common to say those guys are morons, but they're smart. They know what they're doing. It's just, you can only shine a turd that is Mitchell Trubisky so much. Like, everybody's like, oh, why are they doing this to Mitchell Trubisky? It's like, well, because he's Mitchell Trubisky. That's why.
Hey, man, don't forget that Mitch Trubisky's going to make Buffalo bench Josh Allen because he's just better than him.
Yeah,
he's just better than him now.
Yeah. No, I don't feel bad. I mean, but I don't feel bad for the Bears for Mitch Trubisky because they did that to themselves.
And you know what? The thing about it is, too, is with the trade up, and a lot of Packer fans are going to say this about them trading up for Fields. If the quarterback's good, it's worth it. And if there's anybody who knows the worth of
Trubisky.
Well, Trubisky, the same thing. If Trubisky was good, that was worth the trade that they made. It was just that he stunk, and Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes are in the same draft. So
it's so unfortunate that they passed up on at that time. I know Watson's got his issues now, but they both obviously flourished in the NFL, especially Mahomes, who's just like
the thing about Mahomes too is like the Mahomes pick wasn't a slam dunk, right? Like he was kind of the are we sure? Like when the Chiefs traded that much up to take him,
mad.
Everybody was
right
like,
because Alex Smith was there, right?
Yeah.
And Pat was like questionable, but Deshaun Watson, that one doesn't make any sense. Dude was from Clemson, high pedigree program. He was awesome. Right. I mean,
that's similar to Fields. That's similar to Fields, how he slipped tonight.
Yeah. And you know what? I know the comment is something like the Ohio State quarterbacks haven't done well in the NFL. Justin Fields different. So I'm all on that.
But
yeah, I like him a lot as well. Yeah.
My thing is like I agree, but I think the Bears possibly could screw it up. and somehow ruin this kid. I don't wish bad things on young people, but I wish for him not to have a ton of success and then leave Chicago, do his thing. But no, but I don't have a lot of faith in Chicago bringing a young guy up, even with crazy good talent, and making him a good quarterback. I think the Bears don't know how to handle a good quarterback just in like their history. I know it's a new day and like new people, but these are the same people that handled Trubisky. So,
and the part that'll be interesting too is, so the Bears, when they took Trubisky, they had John Fox, and then they fired him like 2 minutes after the season ended. If the Bears don't do well this year, it's possible that Nagy is fired. So then you have the same situation where another quarterback has a second head coach, second offense, and just a second season. That's setting them up to fail.
I think that's why the Bears, I was saying earlier, that's why the Bears are so dramatic, or like so like panicky. Like they're trying to get Russell Wilson, they're throwing these names out. They get Andy Dalton. Like they know, like, if they don't do something this season, like they're done. That's why he might get thrown in earlier than normal. Like they can't go 0-2. Like this front office knows that if they don't succeed, they're probably coaching somewhere else or whatever.
Oh yeah. What do they say? You're hired to get fired, kind of thing. And that was kind of the, going full circle. That's what Gutekunst did last year. In a normal world, in a normal scenario, the Jordan Love pick is going to either put him in the Packers Hall of Fame or get him run out of town. It's one of those two. And now we've going back the full circle. It's crazy. You've got.
That's what it is. Like if Jordan Love pans out and all this Aaron Rodgers stuff gets smoothed over, however it happens, there could be a Goot Avenue or a Goot Road or whatever. But I mean, probably won't say Goot, I'll say his real name. But like if not, like he's always going to be known as the guy that screwed up or whatever. And Packers, same thing with like Ted Thompson when the whole Favre Rodgers thing went down. Everyone knew that if this doesn't work out and Rodgers doesn't do what he does, then those guys are forever shamed.
Yeah.
Well,
and then they won a Super Bowl. So
that worked out for him.
It certainly did.
Yeah, and Aaron Rodgers is one of the best quarterbacks that's ever laced him up. So, I mean, it worked out to say the very least. Now, if it works out that way for Jordan Love and Gutekunst, and I'm convinced the Packers, they just have some secret potion or something to where they know how to get quarterbacks to be studs.
Dude, even if Jordan Love is like 73% what Aaron Rodgers is, I think that'd be all right.
You're still probably pretty okay.
Yeah. The likelihood isn't there. That's
correct.
That's the reality too. Is the likelihood isn't there.
The odds of a franchise having 3 in a row that are even Pro Bowl quarterbacks, like not even 2 Hall of Famers, and then if you go and get another guy who is, a top 3 quarterback in the NFC that makes a Pro Bowl consistently, like that would be huge. He doesn't have to be the best ever. Just like I don't know. I'm hoping that it's down the road because I'm all about Jordan Love. Like whatever. Like they drafted him. He's a great Packer. Like I ride with you, but not yet.
not yet. Not when Aaron Rodgers is winning MVPs like that.
Not yet, because Rodgers is our guy, and I'll just fix it. That's all I can say. Packers.
I think they're gonna try. I think
Rodgers too. It doesn't. That's Packers, but
yeah, I expect them to take a receiver tonight. I expect them to try and do everything they can to make the quarterback happy, and they're gonna try and offer him an extension. They have offered him an extension. Like, I don't know. Earlier, I've calmed down a little bit, but these words did come out of my mouth earlier. I was like, F him. I don't even care. Like, trade him.
I saw a lot of that.
What I mean, I'm not because he's being selfish. Like, I mean, it's business, right? I understand that, but like at the same time, again, like what I was talking about earlier, you overshadowed draft night for somebody. You picked the worst possible time to say you're not to leak all this information. And this is 100% being leaked by Rodgers' camp.
Right.
So you waited till they can't do anything. Like the Packers, if they wanted to do that, they would have had to make this trade, back before they restructured all those contracts, and they probably would have let some guys go and kind of start rebuilding. But the Packers, they're not in a rebuilding mode. They brought everyone back. They're talking extensions.
They're in win now mode.
Adams, like they're doing the Packers version of all in, basically, right? And if Rodgers takes that extension or restructure, they could have added more guys. Like that's another thing that we're not really talking about. Everybody TV, Twitter, all that stuff, they're all going to blame the Packers, and they deserve some blame for this. This is what happens when you pick Jordan Love. But at the same time, Rodgers deserves some blame as well, because if you take that restructure or you take that, you figure out a way to get an extension, then you get into that. So I just think that's something that's not going to be discussed. And everybody, I know it, I get it. 12 walks on water. He does. Yeah, I'm an idiot. I already knew that though before I started talking. So that's not a big deal to me.
You're an idiot.
I am. So that's totally fine. I get it. 12 walks on water. He doesn't do anything wrong. He never has. He farts sunshines and rainbows. And I understand all that, but I just think that he deserves some blame for how this has gone, and nobody's going to blame him.
Well, I think
I will.
I think that there's
I'm
a
with you,
lot
Alex.
behind the scenes.
I
Like,
will.
I guarantee you, like LaFleur, Goot, they're calling Rodgers tonight, like when this broke. Like they're gonna say, "Hey, we're gonna take a break from this draft thing," like earlier today, and say, "We got to get it." I'm sure that they're in conversation, but they know, they weren't surprised. Like they knew about before us. You know what I mean? Like they knew what was going on. So yeah, I definitely think it. Whenever two sides don't agree, they bump heads. It's both sides, but it's a business. But
No, 100%. And that's the angle that isn't appreciated enough. And that's kind of where I stand with Jacob a little bit, right? He deserves some blame. There's no, it takes two to tango, right? It's just how situations escalate. So, there's certainly him forgiving. I snuck a burp in the middle of there.
That's good for you. I was trying to cut it so maybe somebody wouldn't get it, but yeah, I don't buy the bullshit that the Packers haven't done enough for him either. Like they've had the best offense in the NFL 3 times since he's been the starting quarterback. They've never lost a playoff game because they didn't have enough firepower. They've tried to build a team. Building is not as simple as, okay, put a good defense out there. Like it's not that simple. It's not as easy as snap your fingers and I've got a good defense out there. And I think that Green Bay, they've re-signed all their guys. They bring back all their best players. They've brought this offseason alone. They brought back 2 of his best friends, David Bakhtiari and Aaron Jones.
Yep.
I don't buy the Aaron Rodgers as a martyr. And I hate that whole thing of, the whole wasting Aaron Rodgers thing it's always the Packers' fault, but it's never Aaron Rodgers' fault. When there are games, we won't talk about it, but the 49ers championship game is a very good example. They did not lose that game because of Aaron Rodgers, but Aaron Rodgers didn't play well. And if his name was Kirk Cousins, then we would have been talking about how he put up a bunch of numbers in garbage time. But since his name's Aaron Rodgers, everything's the fault of the team around him. And I understand that. But
oh man, Jacob's on one tonight. Hey Maddie, do me a favor. Hit that applause button for me. Let's go. Positive vibes only, baby. Positive vibes only. My pick ruined. Alex Leatherwood goes to Las Vegas.
Wow.
That's who I thought the Packers were picking. So never mind. He went earlier than I thought.
Oh, he went way earlier than you thought. You're good at this.
One of my favorite players in the draft right there. The Raiders got a good one.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. He was a guy who I know you predicted. My other prediction was Leatherwood. I said I think they take Bateman, but I think the other one was Leatherwood. Yeah, and
Bateman's who I got in a lot of mocks, but
Alex Leatherwood's a decade-long starter. Guard, tackle, doesn't matter.
Yeah, he's a beast.
I just want to make it clear Jacob has some support.
Jacob's not all by himself.
So I saw people talking about Jacob, I don't think we talked about, maybe we did. I'm a little buzzed up, all right? But
oh really? You?
If I took a shot every time Matt Ramage said I'm a little buzzed, I'm a little drunk, I would be dead.
You would be dead, yeah. That would be the end of it.
I gotta make a shirt this. I'm a little buzzed up. That's
I tell you what, you get one, I'll buy it.
I'll have to remember that. I'll make a note. But who do you have the Packers taking? Like, are they trading up? What are they doing? Like, I think they might have possibly trade out of it. Who knows though? But like,
I do, but it's too early to tell.
What do you think, or what are you hoping for?
I think they're trading up. I think they're trading up for Rashad Bateman, and I think that, like I said, we've got that whole storyline coming out of they're all in to make Aaron Rodgers happy. I think this is part of it, drafting a receiver. And Bateman, to me, there were 3 receivers in this class that could be wide receiver ones. Jamar Chase, Devontae Smith, and Rashad Bateman was the other one. Not in on Jalen Waddle, so I'm fine with them not having a chance to pick him. I think that's what Green Bay is going to do. And if that doesn't happen, if they can't get Bateman, then I think it's going to be one of Kadarius Toney or Elijah Moore. I know Rondale Moore is a popular pick. 7 games in 3 years, guys. Like, you guys think Kevin King misses time? This dude, it's hard for him to stay on the field, and he's a little guy. I understand that. So I think Green Bay is going to be on the move. Goody's traded up in every class. Alex, we've talked about this, just recently. They've traded up every year. I think this year's no different. We're at pick 18 right now. I think 21 is.
I think the time's coming.
See if Green Bay's on
I think the time's coming.
I was going to say that. I was going to say, where do you think that they got jumped to? But
you start looking. You start looking when Indy's on the clock at 21. I agree 100% with Jacob.
But
that will be interesting. I might have to before then.
I'm interested. There hasn't been a pass rusher taken yet, so I think there will be a couple pushed down the board for that. So I think,
I think they've got a good shot. Of the 3 names that are out there yet, right? Rondale Moore, Kadarius Toney, and obviously Rashad Bateman. One of them is going to fall to him. If not, multiple of them are going to fall.
Well, you didn't even mention Greg Newsome. If Green Bay is not going to do the Rodgers thing, which me personally, I don't care.
I said it earlier. No, you're not here to please Rodgers. You're here to fill out a championship roster.
For sure. Like, within reason, you could say, all right, this guy was high on our board.
I think it's very unlikely they go wide receiver, but I understand why we would think that, right? You certainly need one, but I think they go line or they go defensive back.
Yeah, I think
that'll be interesting.
I don't think if Tevin Jenkins gets taken, there's the first pass rusher with Jalen Phillips.
Yeah, Jalen Phillips goes.
If Green Bay if Tevin Jenkins gets taken here in the next 10 picks or so before Green Bay's on the clock, I think that's the last offensive lineman they would take in the first round. And I take that. Has Christian Darrisaw been picked yet? So that would be the other one. So there are 2 offensive linemen, but I really do. I think those guys are going to go.
I don't think Darrisaw's gone.
And, I've made this point earlier, and Alex, I agree with you. You're here to fill out a championship roster. This isn't the NBA. You don't acquiesce to all of your star players like that, because then look at the Cleveland. I almost said Cleveland Browns, Cleveland Cavaliers. They do everything for LeBron James. They give Tristan Thompson $1 billion, and they suck. And a large part of that is because of what they did with him. Now, they won a championship. That was worth it, but this is different. And not to keep going with that. So you guys were asking about picks. I keep trying to not go back to that. And everybody in the chat saying they want to talk about our picks. So, I think right now you're looking, Greg Newsome, Christian Darrisaw, Tevin Jenkins, Rashad Bateman.
Oh, Tevin Jenkins is one that sticks out to me. I don't think he falls. I think he falls to Indy, and that's it. But again, that's the pick where I look and say, there's a good chance Green Bay, Brian Gutekunst is going to be on the phone with Frank Reich and company.
I think that Tevin Jenkins is a clean-cut fit for Mike Vrabel and the Tennessee Titans. There's a quote. Brendan Rupp did this for us over
if he falls to 22, yeah.
He said, I'm a mean, nasty motherfucker, and I just get things done, kind of like. I mean, tell me that doesn't sound like a Mike Vrabel player.
Right.
And he is, and I would love him. He's one of them dudes. If Green Bay took him at 29, everybody has pants off picks, right? Like, they picked this dude, my pants are off. Rashad Bateman, Greg Newsome, Tevin Jenkins. Those were the big 3. Caleb Farley obviously could be. That one's interesting. But those are the big. Your pants are staying on. I'm happy to hear that.
My wife told me they have to when I'm live.
Yeah, they have to. You can't have that on the internet, Matty.
Yeah.
Happy wife, happy life. I get it.
Yeah, she said that's the one rule. And I asked around. People thought it was a good one. But
the internet said so.
They all agreed. They're like, yes. So we got here in the comments. Linebacker from Notre Dame. Let me scroll through here. So what are you guys thinking in the comment thread here? As we got Jacob, we got a smart person with us today. Alex,
I'm just sitting here to the side. I'm munching on some Doritos here and there, whatever.
See, that's why Alex likes doing a show with me, because he looks smart, football wise. Because I know a little bit, but I'm just the average fan. So Alex is like, I can flex over here. I'm the smart guy. Then someone like Jacob shows up. Like, maybe Alex doesn't know as much as we thought.
No, not even close, right?
Alex is all right.
Alex is much smarter than I am, so that's.
He's sticking up for me. How good is that? Look at him.
What a guy.
I hope you didn't watch the show tonight on your network, because we were talking loose.
shit happens, and you guys.
I saw
were
you
right
popped
the middle
in.
of
I wasn't sure if I was supposed to pull you in or if you were just evaluating.
No, I was
There's a
just
peek
jumping in
behind
to
the
see how
curtain.
that goes.
Oh, little peek behind the curtain, little evaluation time.
No, I just try and make sure that all my people have their things going. I've got my eye on the live stream we got going on over at Game On. Jay Sternberger was just in. We had Josiah DeGuara earlier. Yeah, Matt LaFleur's guy, Josiah. Luke Neal and Jamal Williams popped in, friend of the program, obviously. Jamal, good luck in Detroit for 15 out of 17 games. I think you can figure out which two. I hope you don't play well in, but I hope you run for 150 yards and the Lions lose 37-7.
Yeah. Jamal's the best. Like, you can't. Like, I've had arguments with people because people like on Facebook, and I said I always root for Jamal. I'm like, I don't even say 15 out of 17. Like, I just love Jamal. I'm not saying that I love more than you because obviously you guys, did a lot of stuff together this season. But like, Jamal is just that guy that's like, he's just so good. Like, he's just so, not even as a football player, like, which I think he's a beast. I think he's very underrated for what outside of Green Bay, not really in Green Bay. I think people know what he is, but he's just so nice. He's just so good. He's always been friendly. Like, I had a few conversations with him before, and obviously been on your show. He's just one of the coolest people that you can meet.
He's the man for sure. Yeah,
always happy
and a better human than he is. And he's a really good football player, but a better human and a really good family. We had a chance to meet his family at his charity event this year, which unfortunately wasn't as big as it could have been because of COVID. I look forward to the people of Detroit reaping the benefits of that swag bag giveaway. So I look forward to that. He's a great guy, and I wish him all the best. I was sad when he left. I get it. That's the business side of things, but I was irrationally rooting for him to be back in Green Bay.
For sure.
So was I actually thought he was going to be. I thought, Alex over here, we had on the show like days before, we were like, Aaron Jones is gone. And it's going to be Jamal Williams, AJ Dillon, and whoever they fill in.
That was kind of a surprise, right? I mean, the Aaron Jones thing.
I never thought Jones was back. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? The more that I think about it, like in hindsight, we probably should have, right? Every couple of weeks, couple of months, you'd have something. It started last year at the combine. They're trying to get a deal done. They're trying to get a deal done at training camp. Yeah. They're planning on trying to get stuff done. And then when they did, I was like, whoa, I guess I just never thought they would pull the trigger after it got to the point where he was close to the open market, and Rosenhaus being his agent and all that. It was a big surprise. And I'm happy to have him back. I think that's going to be an important thing for this Packers team, when Jordan Love takes over for 2021 after they trade Aaron Rodgers.
But will he take over? Who knows? So football team on the clock. I still got to get used to calling them the football
here's
team.
A bit of a surprise.
Oh, here we go.
What do we got?
It's interesting. It makes sense for like Washington. I'm just surprised that he was picked as high as he was.
Can you just say the name?
Yeah.
It's Jamin Davis, the linebacker from Kentucky.
You're ahead of us. I see the pick is in.
He's good, but this is
I'm gonna walk off real quick. You guys,
good luck in the restroom, sir. Have fun. We're stalling for Matt Ramage. We're hanging out. It's NFL draft night.
Broken the seal.
He's broken the seal indeed. Hanging out on a Thursday night. Thanks so much for rocking with us tonight. Over 180 of you with us across all platforms. Good to see y'all enjoying the draft. Jamin Davis goes to the football team there, and the Packers now only about 9 picks away if they stick at pick 29. But Jacob, you and I in agreement, we don't think they're going to stick at 29. I have a very high expectation of them moving up at some point.
Yeah, I do too. I think, right now 20's on the clock with the Giants, so I think you can really start looking at 21 when Indy's on the clock. Do they want to jump ahead of the Minnesota Vikings? Do they want to jump ahead? And Minnesota, to me, if Christian Darrisaw is on the clock here in the next 3 picks, they have to take him. I just can't picture them not taking offensive linemen. But Minnesota, I was surprised they traded out, but they did. I know that they like pass rushers too. I really don't want them to get Kwity Paye because I really like him, and he's a Michigan guy, and I like Michigan. So I try and keep that quiet, but it's a thing. Getting into the spot where, is Green Bay on the phone trying to make some moves up the board, or do they think that one of their guys is going to fall? I've got Ross Uglam's board here from Packer Report, just of guys he's got ranked that are still available. So Christian Darrisaw, Kwity Paye, Trevon Merrick, Landon Dickerson, Rashad Bateman, Dylan Radins, Tevin Jenkins, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah.
There's a ton of big names out there yet.
Yeah, there's still plenty of names. I think that the Packers are going to have an opportunity to take a good player. Now it's just a matter of I'm going to be interested to see how things go. What if it's not a receiver? What if they take another defensive player? And then what the lines are going to be. Well, all that, and they still didn't do anything for 12. They didn't do anything for 12, which I don't know. I mean, I'm just curious to see. Trey Shockey, 21 or 23. I think Minnesota's picking 23, so I don't think that's going to happen. But 21's possible.
21, 22, 24 maybe.
26 with Cleveland.
Or
25 with Cleveland, whatever it is.
I feel like Baltimore and New Orleans are just teams you don't want to trade with because you're always in that ballpark with them, right? I feel like that's kind of the group you could sum together of the last 10 years that have all been in the same ballpark: New Orleans, Green Bay, and Baltimore.
Yeah. Oh, and Baltimore to me is, in terms of like team identity and just what they have, what they know, they are the best organization in all of football, in my opinion.
Yeah, they're right up there. They're right up there, if not number one.
And between, DaCosta, and I've got a lot of respect for the entire Harbaugh family, but John Harbaugh especially, what I really did to gain that respect with, that's a good point. The Cowboys did trade with the Eagles. That is a good point. But with John Harbaugh, it was they take Lamar Jackson. And how many times have you seen one of the faults of Mike McCarthy, right, was we're running my stuff. John Harbaugh has his team change their entire offense to fit the strengths of Lamar Jackson. And he wins an MVP because of it. I mean, I just think that there are so few coaches in the NFL now that coach. That's why I love Matt LaFleur as much as I do, right? He coaches to the strengths of his players instead of the strengths of himself. And if there's not a strength to himself, he challenges himself to get there. John Harbaugh is the same. Oh, good Lord.
That's a long comment.
I was going to say it covered all of us up. Ramage is back.
I am back. Hey,
does everything come out okay?
More viewers since I left.
Yeah, that's a good thing. You should probably get the hell out of here.
So on my own page is people are like, oh, he's not here? Okay, then I'll watch. But would I miss anything good?
Not really. Jamin Davis got picked by the football team.
We were just talking about spots Green Bay could eventually trade into.
Even if Green Bay stays put, somebody that you've looked at, Jacob, and you've run a ton of mock drafts as I have as well, where you're like, there's a name there that you always see on those mock drafts that you run. You're like, I don't think he's going to fall here. But all of a sudden you're going to have like three of those guys fall into your lap, given the way that just the first round is gone. I know there's still eight picks before them or 9 picks before them. But there's going to be somebody to fall into their lap that's going to be really appealing. So the idea of moving, I'm not stuck on yet.
No, I think like I said, I think they will, but Ross Uglum just made the point at the rate this is going, Green Bay should trade down. Right. I know that's going to probably make people angry, but
because I could have been in bed 2 hours ago. Right.
Right. I don't think
that
they
is
will.
What it is. Whenever you stay up late to watch a draft, like me, I work at 7 a.m. in the morning, and I'm doing this either way. But for everyone just staying up and then they trade out of the first round, like you just which sometimes is a good thing, but still, it's like I set up all this time just to have you trade to tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. I remember when they did that. I'm not going to mention who they didn't pick and then did pick because that'll light the mentions on fire. But they did that the last time they picked 29th. They traded out.
That's reach, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that my thought on, if you're going to trade to 23, 33 or 34 and pick up an extra 4th or something like that.
Right.
My personal opinion, I would rather have the 5th year option on the player that you get with a first round pick instead of the extra 4th that could be Jamon Moore. Like it could be David Bakhtiari, but it's more likely to be Jamon Moore or somebody like that, right?
I think Alex.
Adam's telling my source is telling me wow. So let's my brother's in the room and telling me what's going on and checking Twitter. So no, I don't have sources. I don't claim to have them. Giants.
You have Twitter.
I have Twitter. That's right. Wow, that is a wow. Yeah, the Giants are taking Kadarius Toney. So that part is interesting. Danny fumbles to Kadarius Toney and some of the other guys they've got. Kenny Golladay, that's a big one.
I feel like there's better receivers on the board.
Yeah, Elijah Moore. I would have taken him. I would have taken Rashad Bateman. Those two, especially. Tony would have been in that group, but.
So you guys were saying earlier that you could see the Packers trading up to 21.
Yeah, now's the time to start thinking about it, right?
Yeah. Well,
I don't know if it's time yet, though. But Darisaw is still out there.
Well, because they can start, Bateman obviously still on the board. Elijah Moore is still on the board. Greg Newsome is still on the board. And Tevin Jenkins is still on the board. So I think any of those, that doesn't even get into Trevon Merrick, Kwity Paye, Christian Darisaw, some of the other good players that are still on the board. So I think Green Bay's got still a good opportunity. Maybe they have to go up and get their guy.
And they have the capital. Like they have 10 picks scheduled for this weekend. They have the ability to move if they want to.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm curious to see if he's on the phone. I haven't read anything that says he is, but that part would be interesting to find out what Gutekunst is thinking. So Indy on the clock here.
They go O-line. They're going O-line.
It feels that way, right?
They always do, don't they? They always go O-line. It's the freaking Indianapolis Colts. I mean, they always go O-line.
They need a left tackle because their left tackle retired, so they need one.
Yeah.
There you go. That's it.
We got a few guys in here. I mean, there's still like Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. I didn't even mention him. He's still available. Caleb Farley is available. The Packers have a really good opportunity to add an impact player on offense or defense. So I'm kind of with you, Alex. I don't know if it's time to move yet, but
like, how long does it take to work up a trade for during the draft? Like, I'm not saying that you
call them up, you say, here's what I'm offering for this pick. And they say yes or no.
Because you could be calling them up and saying, hey, this is what we're thinking. And then and then this team doesn't pick a guy you think they picked or a position that, now you got 3 guys that you are thinking about instead of maybe 2 you predicted you would think about this time. So you're like, all right, wait a second. You know what I mean? Like, go to the next person. Like, I think there's a lot goes into the draft, obviously. But, like, I wonder how long like you say, is it instant? Like, you say, hey, we'll give you this and that for this pick. And they're just like, okay or no, or does it like take a minute?
I've never been in a war room, so I don't know the answer.
It's hard to say.
But it's got to be fast, right? You only get 8 minutes in the first round?
Andrew Bryant on the phone, and then we'll
just give him a ring.
Yeah.
That would be a good question that I don't know if I've ever heard answered of how long that takes. What is the
process of that?
Take me through because I'm sure it's not as simple as, hey, you have 21, we'll give you 29 and 92. Let's make that deal. It doesn't work like the movie Draft Day.
Yeah, it's not like Madden where like they got numbers, this and that or whatever. It's like you have to like actually think about like you can't just be like instantly like yes or no. Like, all right, let's think about that. But while you're thinking about that, maybe someone else does some things and you're like, never mind, and you hang up because it obviously benefits you or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's interesting to think about like how that works out. When I make it to the league and I'm a scout, I'll let you guys know.
You're close, Matt. You're almost there.
You'll never know. Though.
You're almost there, brother. You're almost there.
Let's crack a spotted cow.
You might as well.
Zach Kiefer, which I'm trying to figure out where he's from, because frankly, I've never heard of him. Zach Kiefer is from the Colts from the Athletic. He's saying, look for them to take Kwity Paye out of Michigan.
Makes sense. He's been on the board a while, man. It's been a name we've heard popped up a few times.
Because, fat guys and pass rushers usually get pushed up the board. We haven't had one defensive lineman taken. We've had one pass rusher taken. Assuming Paye goes here, like if Paye goes here, that'll be 2. And the guys, I've got some people in the comments as far as moving up to get Tony. I liked Tony as a gadget player, but not a refined route runner. And I just think that with Bateman and Elijah Moore still on the board, I think those guys, well, one, I think Bateman's better than both of those guys, but Elijah Moore still on the board. He's probably better than Tony too, and can do a lot of the similar stuff that KD does. And I really did like Kadarius Toney, but I don't know. I just think that Green Bay could very easily grab somebody now and find somebody to do what Tony can do for them on late day 2, early day 3.
All right. What do you think, Alex?
I'm just trying to figure out. I think this looks official to me. but the pick is not in on my television yet. But I am seeing good enough stuff to call it. So I think Quiddy Pay goes here to Indy.
All right. This seems like a political election.
It almost is, right? It's a draft.
Yeah. It's
What
like,
was the name of that dude on CNN that
projecting.
everybody was talking up the night of the actual election?
I
can't
followed
remember
him on
his name.
Twitter. I already forgot his name, but he was a maniac, man, with that map. He was clicking every state. It was unbelievable. It was the most unreal performance I've seen since Michael Phelps in the 2008 Beijing Olympics.
So what we're saying is Alex Strouf on the Matt Ramage show is projecting Indianapolis.
I am projecting that Indianapolis elects Quiddy Pay as their new edge rusher. That is called here for the Matt Ramage show. That is official.
That's official, like a referee's whistle.
There you go. Yeah, a little 90s rap reference there. I like that.
Snoop Dogg. But
D-O-double-G.
yeah, so it'll be interesting to see if the Packers try to move up. And will they try to move up ahead of the Vikings, who are at 23? So this kind of
Vikings took our guy last year, so
yeah, so like it's almost like payback. Like the Packers are like, we're gonna
But did they? But did they take our guy last year? Or did the Green Bay Packers take their guy like last year?
no,
I think the Packers took their guy last year.
no, Minnesota did. It was the FUBAR board, if you will.
You think they would have gone Jefferson over Love? Because I don't.
I think they would have gone Jefferson or Brandon Ayuk over Jordan Love. I don't think that was their set plan to go get Jordan.
Yeah,
I think that it was he was the last first round grade they had on the board.
I don't know about that.
Well, now we got I don't know.
We got tension in the air, baby.
I was gonna throw this on here. Now we
Why is this taking so long?
What is going on?
I don't know. I tried to use a megaphone. All right, I thought it'd be funny. I don't know if it worked.
Not really. I mean, it kind of did.
I don't think I had the effects though. Anyways, let's move it along. So, where we at? We got the Colts pick is in. Russell Wilson's on the TV saying some stuff. I'm sure it's good stuff. I know
2021 league MVP playing for the Indianapolis Colts next season too.
Oh. Uh-oh.
I'm kidding, but
You're a big Carson Wentz fan, huh?
I am. And if I could get odds on it that are good enough, I would place a wager.
You are in a legal state for sports gambling, aren't you?
I won some money tonight with Trey Lance. Thank you. And if the Packers pick offense, I'm going to win a little bit more money tonight. So,
oh, all right.
I'm feeling pretty good.
As you should. As you should. What do we got here for Indy? Where are they going?
quarterback. I'm just as on my screen is a graphic. Carson Wentz. No, yeah, I have no idea.
What is taking so damn long,
dude? It's all night long.
I get it. You got to do some stuff for television, but my goodness, the pick is in. Walk to the stage, call the damn thing.
Yeah, like they're just dragging this thing out.
What do the people want to know? What do the people want to talk about? What are we thinking out there? Yeah, Asante Samuel Jr., as Josh chimes in, still out there. Also kind of a dream pick. It's a guy that's been rumored with the Packers since they lost in the NFC Championship game. It's one of the first names that I heard in regards to the draft. So that's a fun note as well.
I like Asante. I just Farley, if they can sign off on his medicals, or Craig, I keep doing that. Greg Newsome are both, in my opinion, better players. And I think tomorrow you could get Asante Samuel if you wanted to go that route too.
Yeah, if you can get him early enough. I don't know if he's going to fall to what's the first pick next round, 62.
Yes.
But
if you don't, here's the thing: if you don't trade up tonight, if you don't have to trade up tonight,
you can trade it tomorrow.
You can be and I think the Packers, in an ideal world, they get one of Newsome, Farley, Bateman tonight, Tevin Jenkins too, and then tomorrow they can be aggressive on day 2 and make sure they're grabbing, get, another pick in the top 50 if you can, or the top, 90 or top 80 or something like that if you want to do the third round thing. I just think that I would prefer that instead of, because they have 7 picks on day 3. There's no point to all those. Trade them.
Right. No, you're not wrong. And if you have some room to operate tomorrow, I mean, it's not as sexy as a Thursday pick, but you know, the you never know what the product comes out. You know, that's why I hate draft grades. It's like you can never evaluate players based on, you know, how they fell in the draft to you. Like that's just dumb. But you know, when you look at, you know, if they have some room to operate tomorrow and are able to construct a trade, I think it could be a little bit sexier of a draft class because they could you know, get some better talent in day 2 rather than day 3, and they've got a ton of day 3 picks. So move into day 2 a lot more rather than moving in round 1. I like that idea, Jacob. I'm good with that.
Yeah, I think that you know, there's a lot of different ways that this could go, but I'm a proponent of move around on day 2 if you can. Now, if you have somebody that you are absolutely in love with and have to go get him. I understand that. Go get your guy. That's something about Gutekunst that I admire is his willingness to go get the person he wants, and he's a little more aggressive instead of hoping that he gets, you know, 10 shots for 3 good players. He hopes to find a couple. And every shot he's taken, right? They're boom or bust kind of players. Jair Alexander, Rashawn Gary was that way. Darnell Savage was, and Jordan Love is going to be that way too. So
no doubt.
What were the odds I got? I got them at plus 200. I got that a few days ago though. So for that question, I've got that answered on you. But I think this pick here for the Titans, you're looking at Elijah Moore out of Ole Miss or Tevin Jenkins. And I said earlier, I think Tevin Jenkins is a perfect Tennessee Titan.
I think he sounds like a perfect Green Bay Packer. Personally.
Well, he is,
they
but
all do.
not false.
Yeah, they all
like
do.
good. Yeah, I like good players. You know, they're
I mean that is what, like, if we could have the first 15 picks, we could probably do something with that.
My time has come. I got to go visit the restroom for the first time this evening.
Right.
Only took about 2.5 hours. That ain't bad.
Go get it done. So so now it's us. All right. So now the show will get a little bit better, everyone.
Alex is gone, so that's good news.
No, Alex is my guy. But yeah, like we got here 20. I'm interested to see like what Minnesota's. I'm always interested in Minnesota because about every 10 years they throw together a solid team, and they fail. Not usually, they always fail. But I always watch them because like they were close a few times. They had that solid defense. They just never have the whole package. I don't want them to get together, and so I'm hoping that they bust out on this next pick over here after Tennessee.
Yeah, Minnesota is always like, it always feels like kind of one of those sexy teams of when it's like, who can knock off Green Bay? Because Green Bay's been the given ever since they've had Brett Favre, right? Like, you know, Green Bay is going to be good with Favre or Rodgers. And Minnesota is always the team that's had kind of the most. I know the Bears have played in the Super Bowl and Minnesota hasn't, but the Bears, it's like they have one good year and then they're bad for like 5, and then they're good again, and then bad for like 5 more. Minnesota's had a few really, the best non-Packers team I've seen in my lifetime in the division was that 1999 Vikings team.
98?
Yeah, or 98, excuse me. Yeah, with Moss and Carter and
they had the
Jake
best,
Reed.
They had the number 1 offense of all time up to that point until like 2007 Patriots, I believe. They scored the most points.
Yes, that's correct. Yep. And that team was just damn scary.
Yeah. Dude, it was so good. Like, even those teams back then, 98 and 2000, Vikings were a good team. I remember when they had, I forget, they had Randy Moss. And they were, back then, they would just throw the ball high and Randy Moss would catch him back in the end zone. And they did a halfback pass to Randy Moss, and he overthrew him because it was a running back. If they'd have just had the quarterback throw, who I think at that time was Culpepper, I believe that year that I'm thinking about, I think it was a playoff game, it was an important game. And instead of, they did a halfback pass, running back doesn't throw, he goes to quarterback, overthrew Randy Moss. And they could have thrown that year to Randy Moss every time. And, you know, you throw it to him 3 times, he's going to catch it at least once. You know, like he was, doesn't matter who's covering him. Eventually Moss is going to get you. And they failed. I don't know where I'm going with this, but the Vikings suck is all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean,
yeah,
they were terrifying with that group.
Oh yeah, they were good in those years. They were definitely good and they were scary. And I don't like it when the Vikings are scary. I'd rather them not be. So
Yeah, I think that I made the joke the other day of they have, this year they have second year Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen and Dalvin Cook, and they're going to probably add to their offensive line. I asked Peter Bukowski, how do they screw that up? And he said Kirk Cousins. I'm like, that's perfect. Yeah, that's probably the right
because
answer.
I definitely think the Vikings on the come up. Like that's actually a good point. Justin Jefferson in another season. Like, yeah, the Vikings are going to be legit, but Kirk Cousins is still the quarterback. So it doesn't matter like what they do here. We got to have faith to Kirk Cousins to be Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, I think that Kirk, the Vikings are good enough with him. They can win 9 to 10 games. They're just Cousins was brought in to be like that final piece, put us over the top, make us the best team, and not have a limited dude like Case Keenum, and he hasn't been that. So and he never was that. That's the other problem. But that's the thing with Green Bay. Obviously, we've been spoiled. I know that's a popular phrase, is the Packers have been spoiled with quarterback play, but they have. And when you don't have one, the Kirk Cousins kinds of deals are the ones that you make because of the desperation of trying to find a quarterback.
And that's exactly it, dude. You need a quarterback in the NFL to win these days, or to win championships.
Right.
Unless you have like the craziest 2000s defense, Ravens defense, or like some kind of crazy good defense, but that doesn't always get you, because you actually have to score points. Like it's not every year, especially in the NFL these days. The 2000 Ravens defense, they're not going to win you a championship. You got Patrick Mahomes type people, you got Aaron Rodgers, you got Brady, you got whatever. Like you have to score points against these teams, and so if you don't have a quarterback, you will give up almost anything to get one. And
yeah. That's kind of what we were talking about earlier with the Bears, right? Was like that trade for Justin Fields. You're not going to care if it's 2 first-round picks if Justin Fields is good.
Yeah.
Right? Like if Fields is good, who cares?
Yeah.
So this is Caleb Farley, and that part
here.
That was a potential. I don't think the Packers were ever going to sign off on his medicals. I think that one would have been a tough sell. Just what was it? I think it was Bill Huber said, I've never heard of
sign
anybody
off on his medicals. You sound like Lil Wayne. Sign off on my medicals.
Is that a line? The only Lil Wayne songs.
I don't know that it is, but it sounds like a Lil Wayne line.
The only Lil Wayne songs I've ever listened to are Green and Yellow.
What's that?
The only Lil Wayne songs I've ever listened to are Green and Yellow. Just those 2 songs. That's it.
I like how Alex just came in. Like he was just like, he's like, I'm here.
I'm back.
Play some stuff.
That's my style, baby. That's how we do it around here. Let's party. Where's my round of applause since I came back? I'm so disappointed. There it is. Yeah. Cheers, everybody.
Don't be confused when I applauded when he left. We're happy he's back.
Right.
So, look at the TV here. Vikings are up.
Vikings are on the clock.
Vikings are on the clock.
I hope Llama's here, but I bet he's not.
Oh yeah, is the Llama here?
Is the Llama in the building? Will the real bad Llama please stand up?
Oh geez.
He's in the building.
He's in the building. So Llama, how do you feel about the Vikings? Let's be honest. Let's take a little Dr. Phil approach to this. Like, does it make you sad when every year, doesn't matter what they do, the Vikings always seem to find a way to just not be that team? Let me know in the comments.
What a mess. Caleb Farley looks pumped up.
Look at these highlights.
Oh, wow. I can't make any live bets. So that's, there's that. They've taken all of the live bets off the board.
Yeah.
Have they? No, I got one. I'm
on Bet Online.
I got
Sorry,
one about
Matt, if you're sponsored by another gambling site.
No, I'm not. Just Quick Trip. The best gas station in the world.
No gambling at Quick Trip. No condoms at Quick Trip either.
I didn't know that.
Just a fun fact for you.
I did not know that.
Not that I ever had to search for them, but
yeah, you were there disappointed one day yelling at old cat.
Little company policy they had that I thought was interesting. Found that out about them recently.
Defense will huge upgrade for the Vikings. Just say they will not able to go after Rodgers anymore. All right, he's been drinking just like us.
I think so. Yeah, he's so drunk his profile picture disappeared.
Yeah, he's like, I don't want to be confused by it. I don't even know what's a real one. Is that the real llama? Is that the real llama? Look at Jacob. He's like,
will the real bad llama please stand up? Please stand up. He says true. He's been drinking. Bad llama's been drinking.
That's awesome. But so I don't know. I went downstairs to use the bathroom earlier. I saw my wife. I said, hey, these guys seem to think the Packers are going to trade for the Packers could trade down at any minute. So if they don't, I'm gonna look stupid. I told her I had like some inside scoop. So if you guys led me down the wrong path,
I told you I don't have any sources, so you did that to yourself.
If you think I have sources, then you clearly haven't talked to me.
I know neither of you have. None of us have sources. I said on Facebook one time, according to sources, as a joke, because it was like I saw it on Twitter, on news. People got so mad at me. You don't have sources and this and that. And then I just screenshot like where I got it from. I was like, yo, I'm just kidding. That was a joke. Adam Schefter said that or whoever. You know what I mean? I have no sources. I was gonna message some players just to see like, hey, you guys heard about Aaron Rodgers? I know nobody would respond to me. I'd probably lose it.
No, you'd probably get blocked. Yeah.
Yeah, they were like, I ain't talking to this dude.
Random drunk guy is going to be spewing my stuff on the internet now.
Right. Yeah.
No, I actually
just trying to get a quick source.
Well, I don't think that Rodgers, first of all, with everything that's going around, he's not going player to player because I saw that Adrian Amos said something. MVS made kind of a tweet, kind of saying it wasn't true or whatever. I'm not saying anything, but like they made it appear like they don't know anything. So like people are like, well, what do you think Rodgers is going around texting every player he plays with and saying, this is what I'm thinking? Like nobody knows but Rodgers and that front office who he communicates with. Like nobody knows, and no one's telling us, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think that these guys are teammates, but it's not like they're all best friends and they talk every waking minute of the day.
Some are
like, oh hey, by the way, this stuff's going to come out today.
Shout out to Australia.
We're getting a ton of love all of a sudden. What's going on here? We appreciate you all rocking with us. Like it, subscribe, share it everywhere, retweet it, whatever you're watching out. Appreciate you rocking with us. As we lead up to the Packers pick, we want all sorts of Packers fans hanging with us. So bring them in. Vibe with us.
Yeah, no, but like,
we're rocking and rolling Dave Grohlin, baby.
The Vikings. Somebody mentioned it in here. The Vikings have taken Christian Darrisaw, the offensive tackle.
Is that official?
Yeah. Well, it's not. They haven't announced it, but the guy from the Athletic for the Vikings has said that as well. So
all right, then there it is. We'll pop it up then. I had it ready to go.
I would say I can get you a better name. It's Chad Graff, and I actually don't know if that's of the Athletic. It is.
I think we should probably this up for a second. Yeah. Dude, Packers would drop quick.
Yeah, I think he'd do a lot worse than Goody.
I think he'd
do a hell of a lot worse than Goody.
If they hired me, I would just do one baller ass press conference and then retire. Just because I like to talk to everybody.
Like Belichick with what was it, the Browns he was with for like a day?
Yeah, that's what I would do. I'd come in and be like, we're gonna shock the world. I'd be like the first GM ever to like shotgun a beer on stage.
Right. Get everybody ready to run through a brick wall and then retire the next day. Just collect some solid retirement. Call it a day.
I don't want to retire. I just want to be one of those guys that give advice, but I won't give any advice. You guys just do it. Just keep me paying me. I'll be all right. I'll just watch. No, but I couldn't be a GM. I can't even manage a Madden team. Right. By the third season.
I thought you were starting to stream Madden, weren't you?
Yeah, I practiced the other night. I suck at Madden, by the way.
Did you say you had practice?
I practiced.
I thought you said you had practice like you were an 8th grader that played fucking basketball. Like I had practice the other night on Madden. Getting ready for my Twitch live streams.
I was gonna go live and I was like, I could suck. I was like,
bro, that's not.
I gotta practice a little bit. I'll be all right. I'm probably gonna start streaming next week. whether I suck or not.
Yeah, hey, first episode, let me come on and whip you. Like you should play Matt Fralick in like episode 5 because he's probably the best Madden player in the state.
I don't know if I need all that.
Well, no, I think you should get whooped by him, but I want to show how bad you are by whipping you first because I don't play Madden, but I'm confident I could beat you.
Well, I used to play Madden a lot, so it's not like I'm like some chump, but like I'm not gonna beat someone that's like really good. But like, hey, I would let him beat me on my stream if he teaches me some stuff, like why he did that.
Right
there, and then school me a little bit.
let him throw a few tricks at you.
Yeah, then be like, right there, that's what you did. No, I realized like calling plays, I was like, I suck. So, anyways, let's get back on schedule here.
Yeah, well, the Vikings just had their pick to Darius out. The Steelers are officially on the clock now. This is where my wager went, Jacob, as we were talking wagers. I bet at plus 355 that this pick will not be an offensive lineman or running back. It's very unlikely that it won't be one of those two positions.
Huh? Najee? Yeah.
Yeah, it's over.
All right,
You lose.
Right. I wish I had that sound effect. You know what? When
I didn't think there was going to be a first-round running back. That's interesting. But another Alabama player picked. Isn't that number 6 now? There's been 24 picks. That's 25% of the picks, dude.
There might be 2 more running backs taken before this thing's up.
Well, ETN, now that Najee's been picked, I imagine ETN, especially 24, ETN could definitely get picked tonight.
Javonte Williams. Jacksonville could go ETN here if they want to pair a high end with James Robinson.
But they went
kid,
they went quarterback already. So yeah, I mean they could really go big offensively. I don't know. Urban Meyer has to have some big influence on their draft room tonight, right? Like I think so.
Yeah.
Good answer.
Yeah, hell of an answer. Good job. Were you even listening? Want me to ask it again?
He's like,
you want to listen this time? When I ask,
you can try and rephrase it, but you know.
Yeah, make it better, Alex. You're supposed to be a radio guy, right? You're professional.
Yeah, but I don't drink a bunch of beer when I'm on the radio.
I bet you'd do better.
Well, this is what you'd get. So I don't think so.
All right.
So Steelers go running back here. What was my question again? I don't even remember.
And you were just yelling at me for not listening. You weren't even listening to yourself.
Yeah, I usually don't. It's easier that way.
Yeah. So what are we thinking here? Steelers
have Najee Harris. They're going to go the running back out of Bama.
You already got it up there, so we know already.
Yep. So Jacksonville's on the clock now at 25. 20. If Green Bay is going to trade up, it feels like now it would be Jacksonville or Cleveland if they are going to go that route. But right now, Merrick, Newsome, Bateman, those Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, they're all still on the board. So
yes, and we're getting down there, and you got to think whatever yours is. You got 4 guys. I bet the Packers have more than that. You know what I mean? Like they probably got a lot of guys on the board yet that they. What do you guys think about that draft hat?
It's ugly as hell.
I bought a Packers draft hat.
I don't love it,
and it like doesn't fit. Like I got the same size all the time. I know what size my head is. I wear fitted hats all the time, and it's like a youth hat. It just sits on my head, but it's not youth. It doesn't say youth on it. The Packers screwed me. $30 for that hat. I give it to
I bought last year's draft hat, the black one with like the gold G kind of thing.
Yeah,
and I wore it once and hated the way it fit, so I sent it back. I was like, nope.
Are we wearing the same hat right now?
No, I've got the blue and gold one.
All right, because I'm saying the back looks exactly the same. All right, but
I like the one you have, but the one I have is too big. I lost a bunch of weight, so my head's not as fat as it used to be. So the size hat I used to
gained a bunch of weight, so my head expanded, and now my hat don't fit as much.
Yeah, I like the hat that you have. The one I prefer the normal logo, but I do like the blue and yellow. I know a lot of people
I think that's good too. I think that's good too. I like these comments. Just keep rolling in here.
Big old head, Matt Ramage.
Yo, stretching out the old hat. I don't know why.
Big old head, Matt Ramage.
Should have gone with cheese.
Should have gone with the cheese.
You can never go wrong with cheese. You got a lot of it over there.
That's accurate. Yo, I got a DM tonight from a buddy from a guy I met in high school that went to a different high school, but a guy I met in high school, and he messaged me. I haven't replied yet, and he might be watching. Who knows? I need to reply, but he said, "Hey, weird question for you." I said, "Shoot, go ahead." And he says, "Do you know any Packers players' favorite cheeses?" I just figured you'd be the guy to ask. And I haven't replied to it yet, but I think I need to. So does anybody know any Packers players' favorite cheeses?
See, I've had a few players.
That's the weirdest question I've ever been asked.
Never asked a player,
what's your favorite?
And it seems like a no-brainer. Every player on any podcast for a Packers fan should be asked, what's your favorite cheese? What about you, Jacob? You had a few players. Have you ever asked anyone what's your favorite cheese?
No, I believe I asked Jay Sternberger if he preferred cold cheese curds or fried, and he said fried.
Well, because he's an American,
right? And,
yeah,
I'm a believer in that too. Cold cheese, I'm out.
I like both, but I usually prefer the deep fried.
Well, if you fry anything, dude.
That's true.
Like you put anything in a fryer, it just. I don't know what it is. Actually, I do. It just makes it unhealthy, so we love it.
Yeah, correct. Big
dude, I eat cheese. Like, I'll go to my fridge. I'll be all drunk one night. Go to my fridge, break open, like, I got a pack of sliced American cheese. I just crack it open and start putting it down. I'm like, I don't feel like cooking anything. I'm going to put down about 4 or 5 pieces of cheese. I'm going to roll it up in a little burrito.
Hold on. Can you run that sound? Can you do what you just did again? That noise he made when he bit into the imaginary burrito. Have you been drinking this evening, sir? Because that sound that you just made, biting into a pretend burrito, made me think that maybe you've been drinking this evening.
It's none of your business, young man.
Yeah, right. Oh man, what a beautiful evening. Happy Thursday night to all of you. Thanks so much for rocking with us. Everybody's chiming in with their favorite cheeses, and it makes me very happy. I love how Wisconsin this stream has gotten all of a sudden. But
Oreos.
Go ahead, give us a like, give us a share, give us a retweet, however you're watching us. Man. Oh yeah, man. I can't wait to go to Summerfest in September and get me some deep fried Oreos.
That's right. Is that what it is this year?
Yeah, so they're doing it. They're doing it on the weekends. So like they're not doing 9 or 10 days straight like they usually do. They're doing 3-day weekends. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday festivals for 3 days straight or 3 weeks straight every weekend. So it should be interesting. But I love Summerfest. It's like my favorite thing Wisconsin does, besides Packer games, of course.
Absolutely. So right now,
let's get back to the draft.
The board: Owusu Koromoa, Trevon Merrick, Rashad Bateman, Tevin Jenkins, corners, Greg Newsome, obviously still on the board.
Ooh.
I know, like, this is going to piss people off, but I wonder if they're trading out.
They might.
I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Given the way the board has fallen, I would not be shocked, but I would also like them to make a pick because if you've got a guy like Tevin Jenkins to fall to you, that seems hard to trade out of, or a guy like Greg Newsome too. It's like if Tevin Jenkins and Greg Newsome are there at 29 and they trade out, I'll be pissed because I think you need to grab one of those guys.
All right, so someone cut this clip, send it to Goot because he needs to know.
Yeah, somebody get it on a VHS tape and get it to 1265 Lombardi immediately.
All right. Let me text Brian real quick. We're on a first name basis. So.
See, LaFleur was calling me all night. I wouldn't answer. Maybe I should call him back and say, hey.
I was going to say, dude.
Like, I tell him, like, yo, I got a show to do. I can't be messing with you all night. You know what I mean?
Brian, give me a freaking break, buddy. Get off my cellular.
Dude, you know I have a show. I got Alex and Jacob in the house. I can't be messing with you right now. But, yeah, I would like to see him make
Matt, or am I?
No, I see Jacob. Alex is flaking out. Is it his computer or is Alex? He just drank too much.
No, it's not Alex. It's his computer. Hopefully his computer didn't die like it did that one time.
Yeah, I remember that. I think I was going to do a show from that night.
Yeah, I think we were doing a post-game show and it just completely plummeted.
Yeah, it just went away. But until Alex can figure it out with his cheap situation over there. So we got the Jaguars pick is in. Oh, Alex is gone. He'll be back, people.
Jags pick is in, and wow, they did it. They took Lawrence's teammate. They took ETN.
Alex was the guy that was making these banners. Oh, Alex is back.
I was gonna say I can't make them. I got nothing. So they
It's
took
good,
Travis
Alex.
Etienne, Alex.
Make a
So
banner,
there's your running back.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
that was one of those weird things. Like the team that does the number one overall pick, it feels like they always pair them with, like, oh, here's his offensive tackle at 33, or if they have another first that's late, they pick.
Yeah.
It feels like that happens all the time.
Yeah.
I don't have any examples off the top of my head, so maybe it doesn't happen all the time, but it sure feels like it does.
You know, I get what you're saying. Like, there's some teams like they have a crazy early pick, like, you know, top 3, top 4. Then they have a late first round, and it always seems like complement each other. Maybe these guys were like somehow connected, but yeah, I think that happens.
So Etienne's on the clock. Green Bay wasn't going to pick him. They still have all those dudes available with
Right.
Cleveland, Baltimore, and New Orleans ahead of them, and that's it.
They can't move. They can't move. That's not the right move.
If you want a receiver, you probably have to move ahead of Baltimore.
I don't love that.
I'm just right now you're talking about a 4th round pick. If they can give 29 and 142 to move to 26 and get their guy. I mean, I'm not saying I would do it. I'm just saying if that's all it takes, then have at it.
Right.
But right now they're guaranteed to have one of Owusu Koromoa, Trevon Merrick, Tevin Jenkins, Elijah Moore, Greg Newsome. Holy hell. Rashad Bateman at their pick.
Yeah, like I think they make a pick here. I think maybe they have, like, I don't know a lot about these guys because I'm not, you know, college guy. I'm not whatever. But a lot of these guys are the guys that I know, or like names I've heard. So I think there's got to be someone there that that they like.
Yeah, Jake Morley just said this. Like, they already have 10 picks, so just pick your guy and go to bed.
Yeah.
Which,
so Alex is in and out. You all right, Alex?
I'm fine, but my my connection is very strange right now. You guys are sounding like robots to me, so I don't know what's going on here.
oh, that's how I normally sound.
Yeah. Alex.
You're broken up and robotic. Awesome.
Oh, well, the Packers picked. Actually, hey, check this out. I got a robot. Watch this.
It's already robotic. I'm not going to hear a difference.
Hello, everyone. I don't know if that sounds like a robot or not. All right. Anyways, we're done with that.
Wow.
But,
that was pretty good.
Yeah, I can't hear myself, so I don't know if it works or not.
Oh, yeah, it worked.
All right, so there we go.
Cleveland on the clock here.
So here we go. We're back on it.
Cleveland could be like a luxury pick kind of thing.
Hey, we got people talking. Here you go, Brad. Been with us all night. Appreciate you tuning in, Brad. Browns.
Yeah, Brad's been in all night. Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, hey, I appreciate you, my man. But yeah, you think Browns going offensive line?
Mike Farrell from Rival says Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. We'll see if that comes. If I get anything else, I'll let you know.
Hey, can you let me know the spelling of that when I make the graphic? Because that's a tough name.
J-O-K.
Wait, I was just kidding. Okay.
When I did the Pack-A-Day podcast with Rieger and Eli, we did we had him as one of our guys that we had to preview, and we just started calling him J-O-K. That was it.
Yeah. So
J-O-K. Yeah, I agree. I've resorted to the copy and paste instead.
That's what you should be doing. No, but the Browns, you know, Trey said the Browns could be dangerous. The Browns are actually making good moves. Like, you know, Browns have been used to being the laughing stock of the league. They're coming up a little bit, doing their thing. What do you guys think? You think the Browns are good?
Hey, Matt. Before I respond to about the Browns, which I do think they're a good team. They got a playoff win this year. They got that monkey off their back. That's only going to help them in the long run. But before we get to Jacob's opinion, I would like you to give the name that is on the screen a shot. I want you to read that name for me.
You want me to say this name?
Yeah, I want you to say that name.
Jeremiah Owusu Koramoah.
That was closer than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I agree, Jacob. I was closer than I thought it was going to be.
What is it?
It's Owusu Koromoa. So you were close.
All right.
Oh, that's not who they're picking either.
Yeah.
No, that's not.
You said that's what you said.
I said one guy said that. We'll see if that comes to fruition. But Josina Anderson's saying it's Greg Newsom.
Alex.
We were due for one. We were due for one false alarm. I trust Josina more.
Alex, I'm gonna have to fire you.
And Matt, it's too bad. Like I said earlier, I already cashed the check.
No, yeah.
I already cashed the check. It's too late.
This is a Baroque show. We don't pay.
Yeah, that one stings a little bit as far as first round corners. Now that corner's probably off the board.
Yeah.
So now is where it gets interesting. Owusu Koromoa feels like somebody that could be a Baltimore Raven here for sure. Watch everybody lose their shit here. Baltimore takes Bateman, and then New Orleans takes Elijah Moore, and Green Bay is left in the cold in terms of receivers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that if they were going that route, that makes them not go that route.
Right. We'll see.
We got Roger Goodell here talking to the Pumpkin Man.
The Pumpkin Man?
It's a pumpkin on his head. Do you not call him the Pumpkin Man? I didn't know Alex was gone again.
Oh, Alex is leaving again. Okay.
Yeah, he's gone. He's back. He's all around.
He's in, he's out, he's in, he's out.
All right, so the Browns pick is in. Is that what we're saying that they took Greg Newsom?
Well, they're trying to do it at the official here, but that's what I'm reading is that they yep, it's Greg Newsom.
All right, so Alex computer's restarting. He'll be back in a second.
It's a good start.
Yeah. So
the Browns corner situation now, they have Newsom, who was one of my favorite players in this class, and then they have Denzel Ward with Baker and all those dudes on offense. I think you mentioned they're going to be a good team.
Yeah, I really think so. I made a joke about the Browns the other day, and people got mad. Like, we're not like that no more. We're this and that. And I'm like, actually, you're right. You're right. The Browns ain't the Browns, like as we know them. They're not the Jaguars of the league, and so I think that the Browns are definitely going to come up. And I wouldn't mind to see them make a run in the AFC, knock out, get a little payback for all those years again, just bullied.
Yeah, I think that you're looking at when you look in the AFC, everything starts in Kansas City, right, and then Buffalo, but Cleveland could make their way into being that third team.
Yeah, well, that is a tough division that they're in. They got the Steelers and the Ravens. Who else they got? Well, that's it, right? No, Steelers, Ravens. Who else in Cleveland?
Cincinnati.
Yeah, there it is. And the Bengals, and they got a young quarterback too. Got hurt last year. So yeah, that division. See how this? I think the Steelers are always going to float, even if they end up losing their quarterback. In a couple of years, whenever that happens, I think the Steelers are always going to be a legitimate team, kind of like the Packers. Like they're always competitive. Even if Rodgers would end up leaving at some point, I think the Packers would still be competitive. I'm not saying that'd be what they are, but I think the Steelers are kind of the same way. So I think that division is tough. But I can see the Browns taking over the next couple of years. That sounded smart, huh?
Yeah, it did. That's why I was surprised.
I like to congratulate myself when I say something that even might remotely sound smart. Like, whoa, I said something.
I like Brad's comment here. Packers will take Amon-Ra St. Brown. Watch. Not a chance. Well, maybe later in the draft, but not in the
not
first.
Today. Yeah, no, not today.
But I doubt it. I don't know if they love the brother idea. Has there ever been two brothers drafted to the same team? You know that off the top of your head?
The Seattle Seahawks, they had both of the Griffin brothers.
Yeah,
were they both drafted there?
You know what? I think the younger one was an undrafted. No, they both
I
got
think
drafted.
He got drafted.
So they both got drafted.
Well, there you go. There's my answer. Look at you.
Answering questions. But
all right, so the Ravens on the clock here.
Steve just jump in, and what are the thoughts on the Rodgers rumors? He was late to the party. We spent about 2 hours on it.
What happened?
Yeah, what happened? What are you talking about, Steve? If you could provide some more context, that would be greatly appreciated.
What rumors? Were there any? I didn't hear anything.
No, I don't know what you're talking about either, Jake.
Nobody talked about it either. Like that.
Right. So Greg Newsome goes there 26 to the Browns. We stay in the AFC North at pick 27 with Baltimore. Hasn't been a ton of trades tonight. I think a lot.
Last comment for what we were talking about earlier about players.
Were they traded to the same team or drafted rather?
Think
the same
Tiki
team?
and Rondé ever played on the same team.
I don't know that they ever did. They were both drafted, but I said to the same team, right?
Oh yeah. So you did.
Sorry, I was at a watch party and he was like, "No worries, Steve. I'm just giving you crud. I appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate you rocking with us. It's an interesting situation. We won't spend too much time on it as we lead up to Green Bay's pick here, but it's fluid. We'll see what happens. Trey says again, Rodgers plus GF equals drama, shitty play.
I don't buy that. He was with this girl all last season, and he had an MVP year.
Right, like that takes bad.
He won his second MVP when he was dating Olivia Munn, and it's not the woman's fault if he doesn't play well.
I don't buy it at all. The whole girlfriend thing. Like people have girlfriends. Like Brett Favre got married while I think right before he's a Packer. But like all these dudes have wives. All these dudes have girlfriends. They're living their lives. Like that does not make them make bad play. Like I just don't buy it. Like I go to work, if I screw up, my boss isn't like, your damn wife needs to shape up.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I don't buy the whole girlfriend of any athlete. I don't care what sport, the wife or the husband. If you're talking about female sport, like that's not. They're focusing on the game. You can't blame their girlfriends or fiancés or wives or whatever.
No, and family stuff is
That's
off
silly.
limits. 100%.
Yeah, I don't even like talking about it, but like it just I don't like that argument. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Right. Thank you, Forrest Gump.
Yeah, I watched that like 2 weeks ago. I love that he opened
That's
up
a really good movie too.
the briefcase with on Forrest Gump, and all the stuff is in it, but you don't notice it right away because beginning of the movie, the Forrest Gump hat and all that. I like that. Anyways, back to the draft. Oh yeah, Alex, what are we doing?
I heard him like bounce in and out.
Oh no, he's in a different one now.
Oh, well, there you go.
Remove that one. Alex. All right. Alex is doing things. So Alex, but do the Packers go wide receiver at 29? This is exactly what we were just talking about. Let's see if Alex. Are you good, Alex? Let me remove that one.
I think so. I think we're better than we've ever been. Now we're back to it. Hello. Good to see
you. You have like 4 windows popping up on my on my thing. I'm like, which one is it? Anyway, we're back at it. We're back at it. People.
I don't know what's going on with my laptop and my internet, but I'm doing my best. I need to be here for the 29th pick.
Yeah, you definitely need to be here. But so we got 29. Ravens pick is in. Where are they going? We'll find out here in a second. Mel Kiper Jr.'s best available. Let's hope the Packers get one of those. I don't know. If he says they're the best, I believe him. We are getting close. We can see Green Bay on the at the 29 mark. They show the 3, 1 on the clock, and the 2 after.
Right.
We're
right there, man. We're right there.
We're right.
It might be before 11:30, which I was not expecting. Well, it will be before 11:30, which I was not expecting.
Yeah. I work at 7 tomorrow.
I got to be on the road at 6:30, so I'm right there with you, man.
Yeah.
According to Josina Anderson, I know the Ravens pick. Do you guys want it?
I do.
It's Rashad Bateman.
Oh no!
It's showing on my
so
TV.
Lamar Jackson gets some weapons, and the Packers' dream pick for Jacob Westendorf is a goner. The Ravens have selected wide receiver Rashad Bateman out of Minnesota. Ooh, Jacob, that's got to be a little salt to the wound there, huh?
It stings a little bit, but like I said, there's good players still left on the board. So I'm not sold on just pick a receiver. Like, I don't think pick a receiver
Right.
just to pick one. And like everybody's going to say, why didn't they trade up? Well, it takes 2 people to trade. So, I mean, was Goody supposed to give up a 3rd round pick to move up 3 spots? I really struggle with that. So,
No, that's fair.
Yeah.
One pick away, ladies and gentlemen. This is the time to bang on the drum all day. Away we go. It is game time. The New Orleans Saints are on the clock. The Green Bay Packers are on deck. Ooh, they better not move out because I'll feel just as salty as I did when they traded out of a TJ Watt opportunity.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that. But who are we thinking here? Who's available? Because you know there's one player that the Packers can't get. Whoever obviously the Saints pick. So who are you maybe hoping they pick? Who's available? Like, what are the Packers? I know that we've already discussed this a few times, but now we're one pick away. Who's that guy that you hope that Saints don't take? I guess.
Go ahead, Jake.
that I hope they don't take.
Yeah,
Trey
so the
Merrick, Elijah Moore, the receiver from Ole Miss. There's Tevin Jenkins is still available.
Yeah, that's who I want the Packers to get. That's my one.
The only thing about Jenkins that scares me off of him a little bit, I guess, or makes me think, I shouldn't say scares me off, but makes me think Green Bay won't take him is he's older. So that part's interesting at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is he, 24, I think, if that, 23. Yeah, they could go there, but Elijah Moore is there too. So it's like between those two guys, and like I said, I don't think the Packers are going to go receiver. I think they're going to go offensive line. I think Tevin Jenkins makes a hell of a lot of sense, but I would be really pumped if they went the direction of a wide receiver. I just don't see it happening.
The Saints pick is in, so that means the Packers are officially on the clock.
Okay, so they're on. Dude, the Saints don't mess around. Like, we're not waiting. You know, at least unless he talked that long.
So we'll see who New Orleans gets.
Who's it going to be?
Well, I'm trying to find out who the Saints are picking.
Right now, I got Snoop on my TV, so I don't think he's not telling me.
Probably not. I
don't know who it's going to be here.
For New Orleans, it feels like it could be Elijah Moore. All I keep saying is the Packers are on the clock.
Yeah, I got.
Yep.
Yeah,
all I get is Green Bay's on the clock, but I don't see anything that says.
I see Saints are pick is in. That's all I see.
I see their pick is in, but I don't see who they picked.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to tell you till after the commercial. You were on different channels here, but
well, I'm also trying to find out. Twitter tells me so.
Yeah.
That remains to be seen here.
So here we go, everyone. Hey, thanks for tuning in. The numbers just jumped up a little bit. And thanks for everyone who tuning in. Packers pick is in, and one more pick. The Saints pick is in right now. And the
you fumbled that one, didn't you?
Well, I was gonna say the Packers pick is in next, but then it might be confusing to sober people.
Oh man, I'm nervous.
Are you nervous?
I am. Yeah, I am. I'm intrigued to see what the Packers do here. Like, it's not like the end of the first round pick is always big time, right? Remember the year after they won the Super Bowl, it was Derek Sherrod, and what did he do for the Packers? Jack squat, right? So like, it's not like this pick is necessarily going to be very impactful. Jacob and I talked about it on our show last week, where like if you look at, especially in the Gutekunst era, most of the first round picks haven't been super impactful in the rookie years. None of them were day one starters. In fact, Darnell Savage and Jair Alexander worked their way up to be starters in the rookie seasons. But I always hope for and I pray for it as a Packers fans because the draft gets me really excited. I really want an impact player. I want a day one impact player here, in the first round. And I'm also battling with the realization and the intuition that it won't be that guy. So no matter what they do here, I hope I'm happy with it. I'm just in this. My stomach's turning. I got the butterflies. I'm all fired up. I'm ready to run through a brick wall.
So I know who the Saints picked.
All right. So
I will not spoil the Packers pick. I'll tell you guys that too, because that's my number one rule. So I won't spoil the Packers pick, but the Saints took Peyton Turner, a defensive lineman edge rusher out of Houston.
Peyton with an A or an E?
I believe it's Peyton with an A.
Thank you.
So not like Peyton Manning.
Is there two of them? Oh,
So we're gonna go with that. We're gonna go with that. Is that correct?
I'm confused. They're two different players, the same damn name. But yeah.
No,
All right,
Peyton.
so, here we go. So now we know who the Packers have to choose from.
Green Bay Packers are on the clock, ladies and gentlemen. Green Bay Packers are on the clock. Oh my goodness.
Here we go. Hang on, I gotta. Holy crap! I got a lot going on my phone here.
So on the board, Owusu Koromoa, Tevin Jenkins, Trevon Merrick, Elijah Moore, the receiver, Rondale Moore, Asante Samuel.
Lot of options here, and I'm pretty happy with how this board has landed thus far.
Right.
Yeah, I think my thing's still showing Saints Pickerson, so I don't think that they even announced it
No,
yet.
Goodell's
I'm gonna
walking to
take a
the
picture of this. So, hey, everyone, give me some. Alex, pay attention.
What I do?
do something.
There we go. All right, now back to it.
Unbelievable.
So
The Packers are on the clock, and you're doing this to me? You're
I
making me pose for pictures?
I need it on the Packers on the clock. That's what I needed.
I would bet by now too the pick is in. I don't know that, but I would bet.
Yeah,
by
because
now
the pick's not even in. They're still talking about it. Saints are still the.
Yeah, they
Allen.
just had Turner, which I know Green Bay liked him too. Like they met with him a couple different times.
So what are we doing here? What is it? Yeah, Peyton Turner. Now it's official, like a referee's will. So now the Packers are on the clock. They might have been to begin with. I don't know. They do it so slow. Like there we go. Now Packers are officially on the clock. So what are you thinking, Alex? Say something.
Rappaport's talking.
I'm all over the place. I'm nervous they're going to trade out of this. I am. It's all going to be about Rodgers. I'm not too worried about Rappaport talking. He's just going to say Rodgers this, Rodgers that. It's overshadowing. Jacob, you're the guy. He's the guy most actively listening to Rappaport, but he was the number one guy that came on here and said Rodgers is going to overshadow the draft pick. Now you're the guy letting him overshadow the draft pick. Jacob, the Packers are on the clock. Oh, my goodness.
Yes, they are. And Rappaport's talking about making Rodgers happy and drafting a receiver in the first round.
So is this Elijah Moore? Is this Rondale Moore?
I will say this. If they're taking a receiver, I hope it's Elijah Moore. If they're taking a receiver, that's who I hope it is. So we'll see. The pick is in. They've drafted, 4 defensive linemen, 4 linebackers, probably all edge rushers, 2 cornerbacks, and they moved that away. He's thrown there's the first round pick touchdown pass thing.
I want Tevin Jenkins. I want Tevin Jenkins.
The pick is in.
I want Tevin Jenkins really bad, but a wide receiver would not hurt my feelings either. But Tevin Jenkins sitting there at 29 is like, holy crap. Who let him fall this far?
What are we doing here? Come on.
Wide receiver, man. Wide receiver or Tevin Jenkins. That's all I want. Wide receiver or Tevin Jenkins. I'm going to jump out of my freaking chair. I'm so excited. Come on. Now it is time. Come on. Yeah. I don't want to hear about Aaron Rodgers, Rich Eisen. I want to hear about who the freak they're picking, man.
He's over on my TV. I know he's not saying nothing freaking positive.
I
like Schefter, but not today.
The number one rule, everybody on the stream and in the comments, please do not spoil it until it comes across the TV. Thank you very much. Our viewers would appreciate that. Let's live this live. Let's have a real reaction. I'm freaking out, man. Jacob, final take. Who's it going to be?
Oh, let's go. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. Something surprising.
Okay, I like that. I'm going to go with Tevin Jenkins. I think that's the direction.
I'm going to say this, and I'd probably be wrong, but I think maybe they go wide receiver.
Yeah, maybe one of the Moores, both of them both out there. So, oh, man. I am nervous.
Roger Goodell, move it.
I'm glad they're not moving. I'm glad the pick is in. I'm glad they're picking here at 29. I didn't expect them to, but they are.
Yeah, so obviously didn't trade out of it. Pick is in. I don't hear what they're saying, but I know they're saying something bad about the Packers, about Aaron Rodgers drama.
They're not going wide receiver, I don't think, man. I just don't think they're going to.
I don't know if they. I'm not saying like it's guaranteed. I just go with a gamble. If I can get one right on you guys, you think I won't use that for a whole year?
No, yeah, you've got bragging rights for a year. Then that scares me even more because you're going to rub it in my face every freaking day.
More than you, because I feel like he knows more than you.
Who's that?
I think Jacob knows more than you, so I think I'd rub it in his face more.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, he does. No, that's not inaccurate. Okay, so I'm going Tevin Jenkins. Jacob, you're going with the guy's name who I can't say, who he accidentally thought was drafted earlier. And Matt, who do you think you said wide receiver they go?
I think more. I have no basis for this pick.
Like, no, I'm aware. Yeah, that's why I like that you threw in the last name because that's two different guys.
I'm safe that way, right?
Stokes, cornerback from Georgia. Goodell just announced it on NFL Network. I didn't know if you guys
We're on ESPN, bro.
Oh, no, I'm on NFL Network as well. We're good. Wow.
I switched this shit channel for you.
No, I switched over. But oh my God. That's not what I saw coming. I'm shocked they let Tevin Jenkins slide. I'm not mad about the cornerback pick.
See, that's what I said earlier. I thought
I'm okay with cornerback. Obviously re-signing Kevin King made me think maybe they would stray away from that in the first round. He's not even 6'1", so not that height bugs me a ton, but one-dimensional maybe a little bit. I don't know a ton about him, so I don't want to tear it down. I understand the positional need. I understand the move in a positional standpoint, but not the sexy pick that maybe I was hoping for and a lot of Packers fans were looking for. Not the sexy pick.
No, but when it comes to their biggest need coming into this draft, that was who it was, right? Or not who it was. I shouldn't say that. Cornerback was it, right? I mean,
yeah,
that's.
I think a lot of people.
And here's the thing. Remember this too. Just because you haven't heard his name on Twitter doesn't mean he was a bad pick. That's. Oh, yeah. And his name was on Twitter plenty. If you read Brennan Rupp over at Game On Wisconsin, so. Eric Stokes, I mean, to me, he's more athlete than football player, but he covered really well in college. So, I think everybody's just going to be pissed that it wasn't a name that they heard, and
they're going to be fine.
Yeah. No, and they are.
If it wasn't a receiver, they were going to be mad anyways. So that just is what it is.
Josh Carter chiming in. So how about them Brewers, right? I mean, now you turn your attention away from the Packers for a little bit, but Eric Stokes is the pick, the cornerback. I'm good with it. Again, I think it's a positional need, but it's just not the Corvette maybe we were hoping for. Now we got a Saturn Ion.
Yeah, that was when we first started talking over on Game On Wisconsin. That's what I said. I think corner would go early. I didn't know the players because I'm not a scout, but corner's a big need, so they went after. I think a lot of people who were bagging on Kevin King the last few weeks, they should be happy. You would think they were mad they draft or that they re-signed Kevin King. So it's a position of need. We'll see how it turns out, but I can see a lot of people.
Yeah, I'm not completely with the chat, right? No one's ever happy is what Chuck says here, and he's completely right. You're going to be disappointed,
yep.
especially in the draft. But I understand the people upset, right? If you want to salvage this Rodgers thing, I see the angle of draft him a wide receiver, get him a weapon in the first round. But I think they realize they're not going to salvage this Rodgers thing. Aaron Rodgers doesn't want to be the quarterback of the Green Bay Packers. And they understand that, so they're going to go the direction of, okay, let's fill our hole, the holes we have. We were an NFC Championship team. We were a game away from the Super Bowl, so let's just go plug our big concern, and that was Kevin King getting burned the play before halftime in the NFC Championship game. So I get it. I understand the positional fill, but it doesn't make a ton of sense to me in any degree.
I mean, it makes sense from the standpoint of, again, nobody wants Kevin King to play, but they don't want them to draft a cornerback either. Like
Yeah, you can only go get Richard Sherman. That's the only option.
I'm not mad, man. I hope he's better than Jair. Like, I hope he's just better than Charles Woodson. I hope he's the greatest cornerback that's ever played, and he's in green and gold his entire career. But it's just like, again, it's a name that you didn't see on Twitter, so I understand why people are upset.
Dude, like, my thing, I trust that these guys know more than I do. I trust that you guys know more than I do. But I definitely trust that.
You shouldn't trust that.
But I definitely trust that LaFleur, all these guys, they got a scout team. Like, these NFL teams, they have, the best people. And some guy on Twitter who watched a few college games decides whatever. I never heard this name, so he must not be good. But like,
so you guys want some numbers on him?
Yeah, I do. Actually.
Here's Eric Stokes. He's 6 feet tall. He's 194 pounds. He ran a 4.29 40-yard dash. He had 5 games last season, according to Pro Football Focus, where he didn't give up more than 10 yards receiving. So there's something there. I mean, it's just everybody's going to use the whole. How does this help Aaron Rodgers is going to be the thing, obviously.
Well, right. That's the commentary now. How does this help Aaron Rodgers? But is he even going to be here? It makes sense. Like, we were all talking corner on Twitter, so it's like we're upset for no reason. I don't know. I'm good with
because that's literally the one position when everyone asked me, that was the first position I named is corner until this Rodgers news broke. Then I was kind of like, oh, maybe they should go get a receiver, but like they can't do that because first of all they know how this conversation with Rodgers is actually going, not just through media and all that filtered, so they know. Do they know that it's he's probably not coming back, or maybe?
Hey, let's calm some Packers fans down by doing this, right? Devontae Adams was a late 2nd round pick. He was selected 53rd overall. He's the best wide receiver we've seen in Green Bay in a long time. So it's not like there's going to be nobody there tomorrow. I think Friday of the draft is still worth your time.
Yeah, you get more than one pick.
But again, it's just not going to be immediate impact, guys. You don't draft to win this year. It's just not how it works. It's not how the game works. But this pick seems good, right? It's a guy that maybe wasn't projected in the first round. The Packers tend to grasp the style of we're going to grab our guy. If we have a crush on a guy, we're gonna get him, and that's what they did here with Eric Stokes. And we can only hope he does great. But I understand the disappointment, but. Right, and Anthony chiming in here on the Facebook chat saying Lazard was an unsigned free agent. Like, you can still make players.
Yeah.
There's a long weekend left. Like Aaron Nagler says, a lot of ball game left here in the NFL draft.
And just imagine if they hit on this pick, you got Jair and someone else can lock on the other side, and then you still got Kevin King. Like, I'm assuming Kevin King is going to start. We'll see how good he is, and mini camps and all that stuff. How they do the depth chart, but like if we can get if he's really good, rookie season usually not. Even Jair wasn't Jair in his rookie season. He did well, but he wasn't Jair. But like if they hit on it, it sets up our top 2 corner spots, assuming that they can get that done with Jair.
Yeah, and if Stokes can have any impact early, then I mean obviously you have Alexander and Savage and Amos, so. It's like I said, people were going to be mad as soon as the Bateman stuff started to surface that was who Green Bay was after and all that stuff. I think everybody shifted from, oh man, they need a cornerback to, they need a 1st-round wide receiver, which I mean, I predicted them to pick Bateman. So, I mean, I obviously bought into it. They didn't move up, and now they took their biggest positional need coming into this draft was still cornerback.
Yeah.
And anybody, if you don't believe me, go back and watch the NFC Championship game again.
I don't want to.
I don't want to either, but that's
I'm good on that.
Thanks for the offer, though. But yeah, I think that's what most people were saying. That they need corner. And they got it. But like, I heard a lot of Bateman talk, and then the whole Rodgers talk. So then I started thinking, like, maybe Waters. Like, I don't know. Like they got to do what they got to do for the team. I think corner is a great position to say it. If he works out, we got a young secondary back there.
Hey, man. Right. If he works out, right, exactly. We've got a young secondary for the most part outside of Amos. And, Savage and Jair still both on rookie deals. You bring in Stokes. Maybe he could play opposite Jair, and that's obviously the hope here, spending a 1st-round pick on him. So I like it. Like I don't know a ton about him. Again, we keep referencing it's not a name we saw on Twitter, so we resort to being pissed off. That shouldn't be the case. He's wearing green and gold now. Let's cheer for him.
Yeah.
Let's pick the good out of him and hope he can play opposite of Jair, because all of us are in the same boat on Kevin King. We don't really think Kevin King is the answer opposite Jair. So let's just hope Eric Stokes can evolve quickly into that piece that can exist opposite of Jair.
And I think if Kevin King is covering number 3, I think he'd be legit as hell. So I'm not saying like at first, like it'll be see how this young guy develops quickly. But yeah, I think this could mean a lot for the secondary if we have him opposite Jair, and I think he'll learn from Jair. Like Jair is new to the league, like he knows what it's like going your rookie year. Some good advice there. Like, he still remembers all that stuff. I think you can help along the way. It could be a great pick.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, time will tell only. And again, I'll tell you how much I hate freaking draft grades because you can't rate a pick right now. It's a shot they're trying to take. Maybe he becomes the best player in this class. We have no idea. So I'm not going to hate it. And again, it was a positional need. You needed to draft a cornerback early, and defensive back was one of the positions everybody said, the Packers better look at that early and address it early. It just happened to be the first round. While there were some really intriguing wide receivers there, some intriguing offensive linemen there, it's a pick that makes sense. But we're going to be couch GMs right now and say we know better than Gutekunst, which we don't.
Yeah, we definitely not. And that's the thing is everybody thinks because they watched a few games on Twitter that they know. And I'm the same way. I mean, I have opinions, but that's just...
it's not that we're not the same way. I'm not degrading anybody for being that way. It's just we're quick to judge when we can't actually see the product yet. So, but we're all that way, and there's nothing wrong with it. I just don't agree with it.
Yeah.
So we're going to see, is Tevin Jenkins even going to be a first-round pick is now kind of the fun part. 2 picks left. Ravens have 3.5 minutes left. At least on my
just
TV.
traded a tackle, so this could be the one.
Yeah, he could land here, and then Tampa Bay closes out the first round. We could see a third running back drafted there potentially. But we're reacting here. We appreciate all of you jumping in and joining us. Reacting to the Packers selection of cornerback Eric Stokes out of Georgia here in the first round of the 2021 NFL Draft. Matt Ramage, Jacob Westendorf. I'm Alex Strouf. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. This has been fun. But Eric Stokes, the selection. Please chime in YouTube, Twitter, or Facebook. How do you feel about this pick right now? What's the gut reaction to Eric Stokes being the newest addition to the Green Bay Packers? Maddie, what do you think, buddy? Are you good with it? Are you indifferent? How was the reaction for you? Because you've been very open, right? You're not a big college football guy. You don't know a lot of these guys. But are you feeling good with a cornerback, or would you like something else?
Well, that was my first pick. That go corner. I knew that like offensive line was a big need. A lot of people want a wide receiver. Yeah. A lot of it changed like when this Rodgers drama came out. It started getting in my head a little bit. I was like, oh, maybe they didn't need a wide receiver. And I heard a lot about Bateman. But my first initial reaction, like throughout this draft, last couple of weeks, is like they need a corner. Like they need a young corner. So I think it's a good pick. If he's legit, I trust that they know what the hell they're doing. I know that I don't. So if he's a good corner, it's a position that they needed. And I'm all with it.
Yeah, I agree. And again, we'll see how it plays out. It's still early, but there's still that want then to get a wide receiver, to maybe add on some offensive linemen, and they'll do that. They still have 9 picks slated. Oh, yeah. So as we were talking about earlier, Jacob, and I want to bring this up again, maybe a lot of people, both of us included, were expecting Green Bay to maybe move up today. And they didn't do that, but now they even have more capital and more opportunity to do that tomorrow in rounds 2 and 3. So this certainly could work out. Although we don't love the Eric Stokes pick, maybe it should still work out in a pretty solid way, given the opportunity they have tomorrow.
Yeah, they do. And they have, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they double down on defensive back. You know, I think every year, this time of year, we talk about what can they do to make Aaron Rodgers happy. And I think that got exponentially higher today with all the news that came out. Yeah. So, you know, I get that, I guess, but you know, my thing is just trying to build the best team to win a championship. And here's the thing is if Eric Stokes is good, and Peter Bukowski talked about this a lot on Locked On Packers, is the biggest path to Green Bay, improving over the from last season into this year is for a cornerback to be good. If Eric Stokes is good, think if he's like 80% of what Jair Alexander was as a rookie. Packers have the best secondary in football if that happens. I mean,
right.
If that happens, you know, my thing is I think it's funny we do this. I think fantasy football has ruined football. You know, I think people get locked in on receivers and you need 10 good receivers, and every fantasy football nerd is going to be talking about how Green Bay doesn't have a good enough offense, blah, blah, blah. Mr. Bartlett, he ran a 4.29. He didn't run a 4.63 40. So I don't know where that 4.63 number is coming from, but Eric Stokes ran a 4.29 40. So speed's not a problem. Athleticism, not a problem. You know, the question with him is refinement, which, you know, Green Bay, the thing that you can have with him is, can you get enough production out of him, and can you refine him early enough? Or does Kevin King get into, you know, a bigger role early in the season? So that's the question there too.
It's still early, and I see a lot of people saying wasted pick. While you can feel that way, and while you might be right, you can't evaluate it yet. So we will see as time tells. 2 picks remaining. No, go ahead, Matt. What?
I was saying this comment, I do like your profile pick, Dwayne. But
yeah,
hopefully you're wrong about
we love Mr. Farley.
No, but that's just what it is. Everyone's gonna have an opinion. Everyone is saying, well, some people saying, well, every year. You would have been there in the second round. Everyone thinks that these players, you know, you'd have been there in the second round. Like, I don't know. But I assume that the Packers picked him at 29. He wasn't going to be there. I'm not even sure what the next pick is, but you know, it's like everyone has their opinions about this stuff. We'll see like how it plays out. Like people are mad about a lot of picks. Devontae Adams, people didn't love. Like there's so many players that people thought high of, and they ended up not being that high. People thought low of, and they ended up being ballers. So, like, we'll find out. Like, if they're wrong enough here within this next year is very important. Like, how they handle stuff with Rodgers, how they handle stuff with Devontae, all these guys that are coming up. And if they're wrong on enough of them, like, they're not going to be around very long. So, like, we just got to wait and see, like, how this all pans out.
Well, this Rodgers thing, and Jacob's right. This is going to end up overshadowing the pick of Eric Stokes. But this Rodgers thing isn't going to be played out in a week. Like, this is going to be something that ends up, you know, lasting several months. I would assume, at least looking at it right now. The organization's going to try to iron it out. I don't know if that's going to happen. But Aaron Rodgers also realized the business implications of this. So it's likely that if he moves, it won't be until the month of June as we wrap up the month of April. So we've got some time before I think anything really boils over from this. But that is a certain boiling point, which we saw today. And they didn't make a pick to help the Rodgers case. They went defense, which I'm okay with. But I don't know if Aaron Rodgers will be. So this could make the situation worse.
Tampa Bay just won a championship because their defense was as good as it was.
Right.
That was the biggest reason they knocked around Green Bay and Kansas City. This was a little different, but they rushed the passer. They didn't have yes, they had their share of weapons. I understand that. But if they had to go score for score with Green Bay and they couldn't slow them down, Green Bay would have won. Same with Kansas City. Couldn't block them.
Sure. No, you're totally right. And, you know, they weren't really patting the front here, obviously, with Joe Tryon from Washington goes. So Tevin Jenkins, a second-round draft pick, never saw that coming. That was
Yeah,
not
who
a
did,
guy I expected to
Who
slide.
just went 32? I missed it.
Joe Tryon from
Joe Tryon.
Washington.
Oh, he went to Tampa Bay.
Yep.
So Elijah Moore out of
More
the first
edge
round.
rushers. More edge rushers for Tampa Bay. They
no
continue to pad
defensive
the
lineman
defense.
picked in the first round. That's interesting. I'm interested to see how day 2 goes. I mean, you start looking at, who's left. Dylan Radins, if they want to go offensive tackle, he's still available. Tevin Jenkins still available. Brady Christensen, Christian Barrymore, Rondell Moore, Elijah Moore still available. I don't think it'll last that long, but Asante Samuel Jr., Javon Holland, Trey Merrick, my guy, Diami Brown. There's a large group of players that are still available that can help this team.
There's a great group out there yet. So it should be a lot of fun to watch it unroll. But holy crap, that was day 1. That was a lot of fun. The Packers go with a cornerback, Eric Stokes out of Georgia. That is their pick there at 29. They hold pick number 62 tomorrow in the second round, as well as a couple of picks there in the third round. So a lot of fun to be had in day 2, and 9 picks remaining overall in the rest of the draft for the Packers. So the opportunity to move around is certainly there. We will see what happens. But, boys, holy crap, has this been fun. Jacob, you stuck with us for 2 hours. Appreciate it, man.
Dude, hey, I appreciate it.
Yeah, it was fun. I appreciate you guys having me in. So thanks for inviting me, and look forward to streaming tomorrow. I'll be hosting the draft party over at Game On Wisconsin for day 2. So looking forward to that second round pick. We'll go through Green Bay second round pick, and then, we'll be doing some stuff for the third round maybe. But looking forward to it. It's a lot of fun.
So everyone, check out Game On Wisconsin tomorrow. You got Jacob, you got the crew over there. I'm gonna be busting out. I don't know if I'm gonna do anything. If I do, it won't be as good as what Jacob's got planned. So. I like to promote myself. No, but yeah, it's been a wild day. It's gonna be a wild weekend. A lot of stuff yet's gonna happen. Don't know. Big shout out to Quick Trip, obviously the sponsor of the show. I'm sure they're really proud right now.
You've only made him proud tonight, Matty. You've only made him proud tonight.
Hey, we did what are we on here? We're at 3 hours live for 3 hours
and an hour on Game On, so we're at about 4.
Yeah, we're almost like 4 hours. We've been live. We've been talking about this thing, and just imagine if they put us on NFL Network or something.
That won't happen.
Who couldn't love this? Who couldn't love this face? Right?
It's the prettiest one out there.
All of us. You were all supposed to do this together. No, I appreciate you, Jacob, joining us. It's been a wild night. A lot of stuff's happened. I'm sure tomorrow a lot more is going to come out. Like, this is just like,
it's going to get a lot more fun when we wake up.
Oh, yeah, I would strongly advise avoiding your television tomorrow, because everybody talked about how deep this receiver class was. And now they're going to say, well, it's funny. Green Bay again didn't take an offensive player. But again, I mean, for next year, strictly next year, they bring everybody back on offense. So, I mean, it's a long-term need. I understand that, but they're going to score points. They'll be fine there.
Dude, if they get a receiver, how many receivers that have the, teams got? You think that there's not a third, fourth, fifth round receiver in this class that is just going to have a go crazy career? Like, there's
very rare that happens, And my other thing is they could double down at receiver tomorrow. They could pick one in the second and the third round.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But
it's still early.
Like, you never know. Like, and like I think MVS is going to get better next year. I think a lot of these guys are going to be better. But yeah, they could use a wide receiver. But
Dwayne Eskridge is a guy too that Green Bay's shown interest in, and he's a day 2 or day 3 guy. So out of Western Michigan, so he's still a guy that they could be interested in. So yeah, there's some guys out there that are still really intriguing, especially a wide receiver. Tomorrow's going to be fun. I'm usually not as interested in day 2 of the NFL draft as I will be this year. I'm actually more intrigued than typical.
Yeah. I'd actually agree with that.
This will be fun. Good stuff tonight, gentlemen. Appreciate it.
All right. Appreciate you guys having me.
Jacob Westendorf, give you a round of applause. I wish I had a boo on here so I could give it to Al.
Yeah, right. I deserve it, don't I?
Hey, I appreciate everyone who tuned in. The people who tuned in for this whole show, truly appreciate you rocking with us. Maybe we'll be back tomorrow. Otherwise, check out Game On Wisconsin. And have a good night, people. Go Pack, go.
See ya.
in. First round is over. Let me hit this button.